It is officially winter, and even though we're all taking precautions, it is high cold and flu season. Staying hydrated properly is key to helping your body deal with all this stress, and nothing has worked better for myself, my family, my patients than Hydrolyte, the amazing rapid rehydration drink mix you've heard me talk about for quite some time. I've been obsessed with it. Also, in time for cold and flu season, they have their latest formulation, Hydrolyte Plus Immunity. Become a huge favorite around this household. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity starts with their fast absorbing electrolytes and a host of great ingredients. Each single serving, easy to pour drink mix contains 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, 300 of elderberry extract. They've created a great tasting formula that's high in antioxidants and zinc. Remember, zinc's very important for the immune system. They've combined this with Hydrolyte's 7 key electrolytes, making this a fantastic way to stay properly hydrated. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity comes in convenient, easy to pour powder sticks that rapidly dissolve in water to make a great tasting drink that has 75% less sugar than your typical sports drink. It uses all natural flavors. It is gluten-free, dairy-free, caffeine-free, non-GMO, vegan. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity is also now available in ready-to-drink bottles at Walmart next to the pharmacy. Or as always, you can find it by visiting hydrolyte.com/Dr. Drew. Again, hydralyte.com/DRDREW. And be sure to use the code Dr. Drew 25 at checkout for a special discount.
Hey everyone, it's Calling Out with Susan Pinsky. I'm Susan Pinsky, or the ghost of Susan Pinsky, you might say. I'm here today with a special group of people who are called our locals members, and they're our Zoom members. And also we're here today with several psychic mediums because they have requested to have our mediums come into our locals chats. And I want to say hi to everybody. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
So I have also three in the room today. We have some special people. We have Sloan Bella. She's from the YouTube channel, famous youtube.com/Sloan Bella YouTube channel, and she's a well-known astrologist, psychic medium, whom I've known for a very long time, and I've been looking forward to talking to. Welcome, Sloan.
Hi, how are you?
You look beautiful.
I know how you are. Oh, so do you. I'm looking at your picture, but I can't see you. It's disturbing me.
I know. I'll come in a bit. I lost my chat for some reason. I got out of it somehow. Hold on, let me put it back in.
I don't see the chat either. In case I'm supposed to.
Also in the hizzy is Rebecca Fearing. She's also a regular that I worked with. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi. How is everybody?
Great. She's here she'll be here throughout the show to look into the people that are in our stream and see if she can find any of their loved ones. I've known her for 20 years, and I've always appreciated her insight over the years. So it should be really fun to okay, here I got the restream chat. I'm going to put this in, move this over. I don't know why it disappeared. But anyways, hi, Rebecca, and thanks for coming today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And then also we have Khalees Simone, who is also a New York friend of mine who's a psychic medium. She's here. Hi, Khalees.
Hey, hi.
She's toughing it out in New York right now, so she probably has some good stories. She's Australian based, and she also is a New York psychic. And then also we have the not last but not least, fantastic Kyle Thomas, who's an astrologer. Hi, Kyle.
Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to see you all today. Hi.
So we're gonna just kind of hook up with the locals, but first I wanted to show everybody who's here. Dr. Drew Pinsky is in the hizzy.
Here I be.
And he's
from one of the casualties on the battlefield of COVID, man. Here I am.
And he's not dead.
Everyone,
we're not talking to a dead guy.
No, he's alive.
I want everyone else to enjoy themselves, because just the thought that everything's closed and that people are miserable, and lying here sick, that is the worst thought of all. So everybody, wear your mask. Don't get this thing, but please enjoy your life.
But you're on day 10, and they did say that you could come out of quarantine.
I can come out of quarantine today. I got out of bed today, which was a big accomplishment. I'm still coughing my brains out. I still have a headache, and I'm still cognitively like weird, but I'm better. And Sloan, I got to tell you, I have thought of you 5,000 times since your son passed, and I just want to just give you my thought. I mean, I seriously just like every day, like I got to call Sloan. I don't know why I didn't, but I watched
you
you.
were sick.
Well, it was well before that.
Yeah.
And I just saw you sort of thriving, and I thought, oh, she's thriving. I'll see her eventually, and I just want to give you my deepest thoughts.
Thank you.
I know.
Yeah, I have other goals in mind, like finding the person who ran him off the road. So that's what keeps me going, because I'm a bitch that way. So yeah, that's my focus. So I focus on that mostly. But yeah, if it weren't for mediums, not myself, but if it weren't for mediums, I wouldn't be able to reach my son, because I could not connect. I connect with anybody else, but not him. So thank God I have a best friend, Deanna, who's a medium, and thank God she picked up on it right away. So I was able to communicate in that way, or I'd have probably jumped out a window.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's, I know it's, I'm lucky because I was kind of blocked from him. So, and weirdly, I had COVID 9 days before he passed. Like I only had it for 5 days, then lost my sense of smell, lost my taste. And then, fever wasn't too high. But I think I had it twice. So I don't know if you can do that or not. Did they say?
I talked to somebody today who thinks he had it twice. I think I'm beginning to think that after about 4 months, you ought to get the vaccine, because you're immune for a while for sure. But then, but there's going to be more traditional vaccines coming by the spring. You know what I mean? You don't like any vaccines?
No, I was a home birther and no vaccinate. I'm one of them.
But she had COVID. She doesn't have to worry about it.
You might get it 3 or 4 times in that case. So just stay strong.
You know what? I'm alive. So, and it didn't stop me really from doing much, except I was eating cake and I was like, why does this cake taste like crap?
What a waste of cake.
I know. And my son put Windex in front of my nose in a shot glass, and he's like, can you smell this? I'm like, no, what is it? And I was going to grab it. And he's like, oh no, that's Windex. And I'm like, oh, well, I wouldn't know.
I had only, the only taste I had left was salty and hot temperature. We have a separate sense of temperature in our tongue. I liked hot, not spicy, temperature hot, and then salty. And I couldn't taste anything else. That's everything.
Yeah, it's very weird. I mean, I literally was sniffing bleach, and I was like, yeah, I could drink this. I don't.
Did you get the test? Do you have this? Did you get the serum test?
Do you think I'm going to get the test? Really? No.
You know what the thing is about you, Sloan? Okay, first of all, you're lean. You run 14 miles a day.
I'm healthy. Yeah. Okay, I'm down to 5.
And you're young. And you're young too.
Yeah, but look
younger.
At her. Look at her.
I'm about 55. I'm going to be 55.
I'm heading into my mid 60s, and that's a different thing, man. It is a different thing.
Yeah, some of the family had it. Actually, some of the younger ones got sick, and some of the older ones in their 70s got sick, had it for like a month, and had balance issues with it. And still has winding issues. Winding, like like walking up, winding. Yeah,
I get it. I'm ringing in my ears. I can't concentrate. I'm short of breath all the time. I cough all the time. That's good.
That's not a good thing. Yeah,
no,
that's
it's not a good thing, Sloan. That's not a good thing.
That's not good. But you'll get better. You'll get better because you exercise, you eat right. You're not a maniac. You're not, smoking whatever. And they did
I'm thinking about starting that though. But go ahead.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking I'd just get drunk and I don't drink, but what the hell?
I know. That's true. I just keep the vodka by my side, Sloan.
Do you?
That's my remedy.
Wait, I thought we gave that up. Wait, didn't we have this conversation?
It doesn't stay by your side very long.
Is it back? I thought we had a conversation once about that.
Yeah, we did. Anyway,
have some more conversating.
I'll call her later.
All right, we're not calling out Susan Pinsky. You're calling out with Susan Pinsky.
We are literally calling out Susan Pinsky.
Is this a roast? What's going on now?
Roast, all right.
Okay, party's over. Goodbye, everybody. See ya.
You're healthy.
Let's get to the psychic readings already. Jesus Christ.
Wait.
Drew, Drew,
Yeah.
can you talk about the infusion that you had? Because I passed
Yes.
that around. I've known many, many people that got COVID. I haven't,
Yes.
thank God. And I can't tell you that, I'm as fit as a fiddle and I eat meatballs and spaghetti and I'm okay. I didn't get it, but I took a lot of remedies to help.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so
here's what happened to me. So I did all the good stuff, the zinc, the vitamin C, the vitamin D, the quercetin, all that stuff. Got it. Then I switched over to ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, doxycycline, and hit it early. The ivermectin, I could tell was helping me. I could really tell that was helping. But I still got really, really, really sick. And then I developed an inflammatory condition. That's the cytokine thing you hear about. And I got put on Decadron, and that really helped. But then I said, look, I want that monoclonal antibody. Like Trump had Regeneron, if you remember, and he was like, oh my God, I felt so better, much better afterwards. Well, there's an outpatient version called bamlanivimab. I don't know if Diana's in the group here. She's an infusion nurse that has been infusing that in people. And I swear to God, that changed everything for me. So you can get it through, I have a website. It's called Quora, I think. Let me get it for you here. Hold on. It's COVID-19 Resource Center. It's CORAM, C-O-R-A-M, COVID-19 Resource Center. Your doctor applies there and give it to you, no problem. CORAM, and that's it. And it's all covered by everything.
It's Coram.
Medi-Cal,
Medi-Cal,
everything covers it.
I have it in my phone.
Great.
And, it really, for people that have moderate and are older, it really can keep people out of the hospital. And why it's not being championed from every hilltop, I don't understand it. I can't understand it. It's harmless.
C-O-R-U-M and it's
C-O-R-A-M.
Yeah, well, I put Coram.
Well, how can we get it out there so people don't go into the hospital?
Well, just talking about it, like, Rebecca telling me I think Rebecca prompted me to talk about it was a good thing.
Right, because I put it all over the place. I sent it to everywhere. I gave it to my young niece and her friends have gotten it. And yeah, I've known one person that died. Everybody else has, thank God, survived it, but at different levels. So I'm glad you're here, Drew, with us and giving us this information so we can pass it around.
Well,
so
I want to, I'm having all kinds of very interesting feelings during this experience. One is that I'm grateful it happened to me so I can give the patient perspective, I have a deeper understanding of it, number one. Number two, I also feel like I'm like a warrior on the battlefield taking a bullet so everybody else can kind of move forward. And then I have had this very strange relationship with my phone, which I'm experiencing right now with you guys, which I've been watching like YouTubes and TikToks all day. I feel like that is my human connection. Like watching Sloan in this environment where I'm used to seeing her, looking at Khalees in the nice backdrop. I'm like, oh, that's a human being. That's my total relationship with humans for the last 10 days.
It's your access to New York City.
It's really bizarre. It's a weird feeling. It's like, oh,
I know that feeling.
that's about as close as I get.
I don't know why. Turn it down.
Sorry.
Mine is?
No,
mine is
No, I mean,
it sounds good though. It's working.
Oh, okay, Drew. There's been a lot of talk about age and health and fitness, and I just want to highlight, one thing that a lot of people don't realize. There's a lot of people my age and younger that are getting incredibly ill from this. I have friends, in their late 20s, early 30s on ventilators, and they have no pre-existing conditions. I just want to put it out there. You just don't know how your body's going to react. And I think a lot of people are kind of like overlooking that at the moment and just thinking, yeah, I'll be fine. And I just think this is a good point. I mean, most people, you have to the truth. So the truth is most people are going to be fine, but you just don't know. Right.
You're rolling the dice. And if you're older, you're going to have trouble. If you're younger, if you're obese, you're going to have trouble. If you're otherwise healthy, hopefully you don't have trouble, but it's a weird rolling of the dice. So wait, Sloan, when we started out, you were shaking your head about 2021 and you scared me. I can't take any. I can't take any. I can't take any. I cannot take anymore. I can't take anymore.
You know what?
I'm done. I'm so done.
Well, I'm extremely aggressive at this point. I'm in everybody's face. I'm just like, when they're like, Happy New Year, I'm like, really? Do you think so? Why are you saying that to me? No, well, actually, I'm kind of looking ahead, and I'm looking ahead astrologically, but I look ahead to the US's Pluto return. We've never had a Pluto return, and we're having it in 2022. So to me, it's very the year ahead is not the way it seems, and it's not free. We're never going back to freedom. So that's the thing that bothers me the most, because everybody's like, it's the age of Aquarius, it's all Aquarius. And I'm like, but Aquarius is self-contained, detached to the self, as opposed, it's not unilateral. So when I look at it, and psychically as well, I don't get the same feeling. I mean, I feel it is better after July, maybe May through July, but I don't feel like we have freedoms. The masks aren't going to go away. I mean, you can vaccinate all you want and do whatever you want. I'm more a person of freedom. So for me, it's probably worse than for you guys, because maybe it doesn't bother you, but me, I can't have restrictions. So I'm like, no. But as we hit 2022, I'm more curious about the takedown of the country between now and 2025, after we've had our Pluto return, because Pluto comes in and it basically, it overthrows everything. And just, I mean, wherever it hits in your chart, it overthrows. And the US is having that. So that's a complete deconstruction of the way that we live now. And it's not going to rescind back. They may give us a couple of months of freedom or whatever, but it'll go back the way it is, and they'll keep. And I think the money's changing too, in that they want to me, it's a kind of a takeover of how we know things are. So how you're used to doing things. Everybody has their Christmas. We go to people's houses, we buy stuff, we go to our manicurist, we do all of that. I don't feel that that's ever going to happen again. Although truthfully, okay, I shouldn't be terrible. I never stopped doing it. So I never stopped going out. Okay. So don't yell, but I didn't.
Either.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I couldn't. I'm like, no, but I think when we go into, yeah, you don't, I did get it. Our house, it traveled, only one person in our house didn't get it. Three, but 3 got it. And 3 didn't, and the oldest person got the sickest, and the youngest. And then me, I was in between, but last year I was a lot sicker. I was in bed for 2 weeks last year, and I think I had it. But nonetheless, when we go to the end of this year, so the beginning of 2022, we hit the Pluto return. So I don't think it's going to ease up. And it's weird, I can feel nothing. So meaning, isn't it possible that it could be just not a revolution in the sense of something violent, but civil just war? No.
But I mean, a turning over and just a massive change, and things do sort of, evolve in some way.
Well, Pluto is more completely destructive. So in order for you to transform, you have to be taken apart. So
right. But
yes.
sometimes good can come from that, right?
Oh, I'm not saying good can. I mean, I hope I'm off the planet, by that.
I think what Drew's asking is, can you please just lie to him and tell him it's all going to get better and be good?
Yeah, I can't take it.
It depends how you view it. For me, I mean, what's going on for somebody like me, I got Uranus in the first house and Pluto in the first house. I don't find it funny. So freedom people are not going to like it. We are being restricted. But people who are okay with that are not going to see it as bad. So it depends.
But isn't it? I mean, we're so restricted already. Isn't it possible it could be sort of an upending of some of that, and back towards something new?
Okay, yeah. Sure, I'll bite. Sure, yeah. I don't. Maybe. As of May of this year, it opens up a bit. But to me, as I say, and I say it ad nauseum, to me, the undercurrent of what this world is being revealed. So it's not all fairies and, pixies and happy hearts and, love like they say. It actually isn't that, but we'll see the reality. So those willing to see the reality will probably fare better. People who choose not to see reality, I guess they don't see reality anyway, so it won't bother them. So,
Yeah, but the reality is people are going to be starving to death, and it's going to be trouble for a while.
Well, because it's a mass takeover of money. It's Pluto. So it's a mass takeover of money. And in the age of Aquarius, now Sue, you and I talked about this before, 3 years ago, whatever it was, about transhumanism. And I actually feel that that's like where we're going. One gender, one God, one money, basically combining everything. So we're being forced into cages, our houses, right? Or whatever, wherever we live. If you don't live in a nice house, you're kind of screwed, right? With 4 kids and or whatever, right? An apartment. Sure. Can you even imagine? Oh my God, no. 4 or 5 kids and no, everybody goes to work for a reason. But it's kind of, to me, Aquarius is computer and technology and electrical. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're talking about Tesla cars that drive themselves. We're talking about all kinds of things, but still, I don't like the US's Pluto return. We've never had one, and we're going to have one. And all I can tell you is when Pluto hits your chart, it usually causes death and destruction. That's all I can tell you. Earthquake.
Well, hey, good times.
Well, destruction of how we see the world. I mean, we have no control. I have no control, so I don't really care. I mean, whatever. But
what I find intriguing is, not to complicate the conversation, but Kyle has been talking about an economic revolution for a while. Right? Is this the same thing?
Well, there are actually different triggers that are happening, and everything that she has said so far, by the way, I just absolutely love. I was just sitting there just like shaking my head like, yes, absolutely. And the thing about, Pluto that we had already been kind of discussing is that it's the motif of the Phoenix. And Pluto was very, very active because of the conjunction that happened at the beginning of 2020. And that sort of was redistributing and destroying a lot of the ways that we were living our lives. So obviously we can see things that are happening in, the global world, in, society, but also it transforms us individually on a personal level. So we can kind of see, by looking at our charts or the United States chart about where those kinds of things are going to be ultimately transformed. And one thing that I do talk about in my astrology is that I feel like any challenge is actually here to make us better, but challenges don't have to be easy, as we can see that, and sometimes they, result in some sort of death, either symbolically or physically, The thing that I do think that is really active here, that we're going to be seeing a lot in 2021 and into 2022, is that we're going to have a major feature of Saturn in Aquarius clashing in a square with Uranus and Taurus. And these are very fixed signs, and fixed signs don't like to change. They're very specifically focused on their opinion, their identity, where they stand in the world. And when you have this very aggressive sort of energy between these planets, which in itself, Uranus rules Aquarius. Uranus is all about revolution and freedom, yet it's in Taurus, which is, I think, one of the zodiac signs that likes to change the least. So there's all of that friction that we've been already noticing since 2018 when Uranus went into Taurus. And Uranus is going to predominantly stay in Taurus until 2026. And, just by looking at that transit, we can see that Uranus is evolving how, the things that Taurus rules are being affected in our lives. So yes, global economic shifts. I believe that there's going to be more of a focus on digitalization of currency. So we're going to certainly see that, but also it's going to bring more into attention the highs and lows of how we distribute wealth, and in what we, really invest ourselves within. But also Taurus rules the earth, the physical earth. And so, we're going to see more, disasters because of the things. We're going to see the environment shifting as well. And all of these are going to impact, again, how we live our lives and then where we place our income and what we invest within. However, whenever we see, a planet that is actually going to be in an aspect with another planet, that's when it's drawn to our attention very specifically. And Saturn, which is the planet of essentially, we think of it as like challenges or restrictions. It now is in Aquarius, and it's predominantly going to be here until March of 2023. And so, again, something that, Sloan was talking about is how there are going to be restrictions on what Aquarius rules. Aquarius rules the global community. It rules how we connect with large groups of people. It's idealistic, it's freedom freedom focused. It's all about technology, the internet. So we're going to see that there's going to be more restrictions on the internet, on, global communities. Literally, I was really thinking about this the other day. I mean, we're going to have more restrictions probably than we have had for certainly decades. But the thing about these here is that this also helps us to fight for the things that truly need to be faced, inequality. So that is obviously going to be a more difficult transition. But then going back to what I was saying about the planets of Uranus in Taurus dealing with the money, well, then we have Saturn here in Aquarius and they're clashing. So the big thing that's going to be the main focus of 2021 is the inequality in wealth and global communities. Like it's just going to be very, very chaotic because of that. And that inequality is going to create civil unrest. It's also going to likely create war. So that's something that, you know, people are going to have to face within their lives, but also we're going to be seeing as these planets are, you know, in a square here. I was actually doing some research on this the other, like a couple nights ago. And, you know, we saw this when like, you know, there were huge like stock market crashes, like major transitions in how we exist within our wealth going forward. And things will never be the same again.
Okay, I gotta go get the food at the door. The dogs are barking. I'll be right back.
Good. And you could do that, but I'm exhausted just hearing about 2021. I thought I was tired just trying to.
You know,
okay, you're gonna get better, Drew.
With what
Who said that? Sloan? Thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna be better in 4 days.
All right, thank you. That's what it feels like, actually.
You want to hear my take on all this, Drew?
Yeah, please.
Okay, mine's a little different. I do agree, though, that one of the things that we have to work on and make sure that we're fed. Everybody's got some food, because when you don't have food, you act crazy. You see what I mean? You know that nutrition is really important. So any programs that you think are legitimate, or any ideas you have to help feed people, be involved. Oops, are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's the number one: housing, food, helping people to cope with suicidal thoughts. So when they're isolated, maybe they're already depressed, being isolated can cause a lot of depression. How and what tools, Drew, you're a master at this, to give people to cope with that? That's something we need. I do think that when a circle of earthquakes, I was on the phone with a gentleman that he was talking about his dad in Croatia when we were on the phone, and they had a big earthquake, 6.3. I was actually on the phone with him when that happened. So, I mean, in Croatia hasn't had an earthquake in a long time. So when I see things like that, I see trends of earthquakes. So we really can't just focus on COVID. We have to think, what can we do if we had a major disaster like an earthquake? Food, shelter, medicine. It's kind of the same, one and the same. So I do think we're kind of in that circle. No, not to be paranoid, but if you have something heavy in your room, then you know what? As much as you can, either move it or strap it to the wall. You know, get some extra dog food.
I'm looking around.
Really interesting.
Natural disasters. Don't have anything around your bed, okay? But you'll be out of the bed by then.
But it's
also the government, though. It's the government with Saturn and Uranus, because Saturn and Uranus, I'm sorry, Saturn and Aquarius, but Saturn and Uranus used to be co-rulers. I'm sorry, Aquarius and Capricorn used to co-rule Saturn in the 1500s before Uranus was discovered. So that is governmental control, and that is give and take.
I just love, I'm so inspired that Sloan is a freedom fighter. I'm so happy about that.
Oh, I'm Cuban by nature. I'm not really Cuban, but I feel Cuban. I'm like anti-government. You don't know I'm anti-government? Come on now.
Well, I thought you were like, but you're
I'm all about being free.
Yeah, you're libertarian, which I didn't know.
Absolutely no restrictions. I mean, come on, no.
So interestingly, I don't know if you guys feel this, but I've been seeing this shift in America, which I feel is coming as part of, next year and the years to come, where there is going to be more restriction, as Kyle said, and as Sloan was saying. And as Rebecca said, I definitely feel those natural disasters are coming, but I feel there's going to be a divide where the restrictions are going to be placed on the major communities, the major cities, and there's going to be these offshoots, like either out to desert areas or nature areas, where people are just going to start free communities. And I feel that very strongly in the US. And I feel that that's going to be the response of how a lot of people get through the differences in the way the government's running the country. And as a result of that, or in combination with that, I feel there's going to be a divide in the way the country is run, where half, and I don't know if I actually want to comment on this, but I feel like, I feel like half the I'm just going to say, I feel like the presidential rule is going to split during the time that they're in. and that some people are going to side with one part of the ruling party, other people are going to side with the other part of the ruling party. But that's like a whole other thing we'll go into in another episode. Mainly, I just think in the US, between 2023, 2026, there's going to be another big moment. I don't know if it's another pandemic, another natural disaster. It could be a flood. It could be another COVID, but there's going to be another kind of like, oh no moment. I'm picking it out to be around 2025, but somewhere between 23 and 26, there's going to be another big shift in society kind of moment where we all just brace ourselves and go, okay, where do we run to now?
I'm so tired.
You've got some time.
The ship.
So tired.
You got some time.
From my
You got at
experience,
least 3 years, Drew, but don't stop going to the gym. Is all I'm saying.
The planet?
He can't get to the gym. He can't get there.
Give it a couple weeks till I get back.
No, they shut the healthy stuff down. They shut it down.
That's the Peloton. That's what the Peloton's for. We're not sponsored,
but this is the problem though. Restrictions cause desperation. Desperation causes revolution. This is going to get real ugly, real bad if we keep locking people down the way we are. We're not used to being like this.
I got to say my Commonwealth word, like this definitely in the US doesn't fly, but in all the Commonwealth countries, they don't, well, not all of them, but Australia, New Zealand, almost zero COVID, everyone's on lockdown, everyone gets on with it. So there's two ways of doing things, you know, doesn't work in the US, but in the countries where they do it, they've saved a lot of lives.
However, I just saw data that New Zealand has the highest incidence of mental illness in the world right now.
Well, clearly.
But that's because they live in New Zealand, okay? There's a lot of sheep and there's a lot of mountains. There's not a lot of things to do.
But also when you look
at it,
you
can only drink so much red wine.
But when you look at it though, the information that they're getting, I'm from Canada, so I'm within
I got family in New Zealand. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go Sloan.
No, I was going to say I'm Canadian by nature, so the British Commonwealth. I mean, we're run quote under the Queen, which is why I left there. But that's why I fucking left there. I'm sorry. Oh God, my mouth again. Yeah, I can't edit anymore.
That's why we left.
I think there's going to be a big shift in the Netherlands. So
yeah, probably.
We don't think a little bit, right? Yeah, Netherlands, and that could be Sweden. That could be Holland. That could be. I also see a lot in Iceland going on. So I have to keep an eye on what happens in the Netherlands and how they deal with all of these problems. Also, the big.
Well, it feels like those countries. Feel like those countries are kind of coming on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're doing really well. It seems like to me. Is that do you mean something like that?
Well, they're probably. They just operate differently. Their mindsets are different. And so, but we'll have to keep an eye on New York, Los Angeles, Berlin, all the big banking centers to see the UK, which would be London, and see what goes on with these banking. Now, I think about the stock market, like I'm kind of like, when the chips are down, buy the stocks that are down because they're going to go up. I don't want to buy stocks that are doing well. I wish I had done Tesla. I kind of had a hit on that. I didn't do it.
Here's one stock, Rebecca, Gap. Do the Gap because my vote for president in 2024, you know, Kanye crazy ass. He's partnering, sorry, Yeezy. He's partnering with the Gap, and the Gap's like $20 a share right now. But as soon as he partners with it, like he did with Adidas, it'll go up and boom. So buy the Gap. That's
working on a tennis shoe or something. Yeah, I agree. I had a hit on Gap too, but so we can't panic, you know. I mean, the worst thing that can happen to you. Now, Sloan and I, unfortunately,
what else is there to do?
Well, Sloan and I have had terrible. Sloan, you and I have the worst thing that can happen to you. So if it can happen to me, I'm a warrior like Drew. You know, I'm determined not to get COVID. I do wear a mask. Do I go out? Yeah. But I do all the things that they say to do, and I've been okay so far, knock on wood. Good. But you know what the thing is I'm a warrior. And and I think about when the Northridge earthquake came and I was warned and moved my babies, and I did and saved them. And I lived without a kitchen for 5 years because our contractor ripped us off so bad, and I had to live in a trailer in the backyard and use solar shower. And I
in a trailer down by the river.
Yeah.
I know that song.
Backyard.
Oh, come on. You got the junkyard genes like me, Rebecca.
Okay, but
we could do it, Susan. You know.
There's you, there's me, there's Matt, there's Jim.
Okay, Drew, let me ask you. I want to ask you, what do you think of these weirdos? Sorry, I had to call them weirdos. that are on hiking trails climbing up in altitude, and they're so afraid that they have masks on running up there. I'm just asking as a doctor.
I think look, we all know what that is. That's virtue signaling. And
thank you.
And I see you out there on the trails, you know, doing your thing, and you're a million miles from anybody. You're not going to. Everybody with COVID should be instructed to go to the beach and go to the trails, because that's where you don't transmit it.
Exactly. The sun, the beautiful sun in the air, and it also helps your depression every day.
I bet.
No, but I was wondering
all the time, though, Sloan, right?
Oh my God! I almost punched this this woman. Pardon me. She kept saying we were climbing up Mount Wilson, and she started screaming at me and my friend when we ran by. I was like,
don't make me laugh.
So no, I did a terrible thing. I got within an inch of her face, and I thought if I just push her off the side, you know, I was going to stop her.
Oh no!
Sloan, don't do it.
No, I didn't do it. And then Vanessa and I were coming down the hill, and some guy's like, "Stop!" And I'm like, "No." And then he said, "Stop." I'm like, "Make me." He just kept going. I'm like, that's my thing.
This is so entertaining. So entertaining. We have Karen Sloan Bella.
Where's Kelly Victory when we meet her?
No, just, I mean, you know what? If I just think, first of all, when I had it, I stayed home as much as I could. I don't know that I knew the first day I got sick. Whatever, I can't speak to that. But if I'm not sick, I don't want to be told I am sick, because all these airy fairies in the airy fairy community, the people who are all love and light, they're like, I apologize. I've been doing this work a long time, so I hate no one on this panel, but there are people I know. Anyway, not on this panel. But if you act as if, fake it till you make it, intention of mind, why am I walking around like I'm sick when I'm not? I'm not going to. Because spiritually speaking, that goes against my religion. And when I say that to people, they go, "Oh, well, you have an obligation." I'm like, you had an obligation to maybe stop people from eating McDonald's and they wouldn't be obese, but you feed your kids that crap. And then I use an expletive. Or you have an obligation not to cheat on your husband or your wife, or not to smoke cigarettes, or not to smoke crack or meth or whatever it is these people are doing, or get drunk in front of your kids. So I just can't. I just am going to fake it till I make it. And if I'm sick, I'll stay home like I did anyway when I was sick. So that's how I think. But
what's interesting is I'm immune for the next 4 months, but I'm going to have to wear a mask just to avoid just to avoid conflict. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna come out with you in the grocery store and go swarm.
Just so everybody knows. Everybody knows. Here's what everybody needs to know, because we aren't COVID deniers. Dr. Drew and myself and many people here, we do respect the opinion of other human beings and how they want to live their lives, and we don't give a crap if that's what you want to do. But it doesn't mean that Drew and I aren't going to wear a mask, even though he's had COVID. I'm going to wear a mask, always do, and I want people to understand that I take a lot of crap on social media for being a denier or a whatever. But being a denier, Drew went to the hospital to get a vaccine. Why does that make him a denier? No, it doesn't. He caught COVID-19 trying to get the vaccine. So it's actually a gift, because now he's 10 days later, he's immune for 10 months or 6 months or 4 months or whatever it is. He will get the vaccine after that, because Drew is high risk and he has to do that. I'm old.
I swear to God, if I get this again, I'll jump off a bill. I'll jump off a building if I get this again.
And I'll get it tomorrow. Like Khalees said that she wants to go work at the hospital so she can be a first responder and get the vaccine. She goes, "I'll fold sheets, anything. Just give me that vaccine, goddammit."
Yeah. Well, I agree. I volunteered to go work in the ER and then heard nothing from these people. And it's the most bizarre thing ever. And then 2 days later, I was sick. So there's something going wrong.
You would have thought you got that from the vaccine, though.
I got to give you my spiritual view on this, because a lot of people are saying a lot of horrible things, and I agree with what you were saying in the sense that I believe everything happens for a reason. That's just my spiritual belief and my view on the world. I believe that the reason that this was thrown in your path is because you're a healer You're out there. A lot of people listen to you. They need to know that it's real. They need to know that it's a big deal. They need to know how they can get better, what medicine they can take, how to quarantine properly. And I think that's part of the reason. It's almost like on a spiritual level, they wanted to make an example of you so that other people would wake up a little bit. And hopefully, even if one person listens, that's one more person, one more life they can save.
No, that's exactly been my feeling. And Marcus Aurelius has a quote about that, where it's essentially saying, I'm glad it happened to me because I can use this for good. So that's how I
truly believe that.
Somebody on Restream said this. James Johnson.
Said what?
Drew sent all your instas to my infected 75-year-old father. He loved them, mega dosed, and then recovered from mild symptoms. You took the car out of it first. I don't know what that means, but thanks, James.
Hey, Susan, I'm starving.
That's a good sign.
That means you're getting better.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
No, he's been starving the whole time. I'm like a full. Your food is by the front door. I just brought it up.
So I'm
going to
go
out there because Douglas is gone. I'm upstairs.
Yeah.
You can go down there. Just
so Jordan and I can eat, and then I'll come back on after I have a little bit to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine.
This was really This was very fun and very, very entertaining. I feel. I'm not kidding. I feel.
Healed?
Like not healed. I'm not healed, but I feel like I got thoughts. I got thoughts.
Yeah, but Drew, these are our friends. These are our friends, and I've missed my friends. It's nice to be.
Oh, Drew's living in his alternate world, his computer world. There you go.
No, that's right. But that's
bedroom
so
vortex.
Weird. It's so weird. It's like I feel as close to Sloan as anybody else, and I haven't seen her in I don't know how long. But just having her on the screen here, it's so weird.
There you go. We should all be sitting in your house, but we're not.
We're on these screens. Yeah.
Eventually.
All right, so I'm gonna hop off for a second.
Okay, Aaron Dawn on Facebook, you can beg out. Okay, I already told you.
Bye,
to leave.
Drew.
Take another stare, Drew. You're so full of shit, Aaron.
Oh.
You lose all your credibility when you say stuff like that. And
that's mean, Aaron. Why do we gotta be mean?
I know, right? Sloan.
Okay, like why we gotta be mean? Take your shit somewhere else, Aaron.
So
I didn't realize that we all cared what Aaron thought, but I guess we do.
No, we don't.
That's
but I have to call these motherfuckers out because.
Oh yeah,
well, that's the whole thing.
But Aaron thinks that we. Sorry, Aaron.
Drew's
just
gone now, so I can curse a little more.
So wait a minute. You give an asshole a microphone, all you're gonna hear is shit, and that's it.
There you go.
Fuck these assholes. Fuck you. Oh, great. Okay, you got your.
We have a heckler. Okay, you know what? What is a heckler? A fan. So we have a fan in Aaron. Thank you, Aaron.
Right?
Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks for taking time out of your day to tell us how you feel. We appreciate it.
Yeah. We have a surprise for you.
Oh yeah, she keeps going. You take your shit somewhere else, you fake doctors. Okay, I love you too.
I never said I was
Wait,
a doctor.
I have to go find my fake stethoscope. I didn't bring it out.
I wonder if
Where's your
Aaron
little
understands. Aaron should understand right now. The entire world is laughing at this person.
Yeah. Well, I'm pointing her.
Talk your shit.
Let's block her.
I've had a few moments where people would say, and I want to talk about this, but first, before we talk about karma, which is something that came up on my Twitter. Somebody said, Dr. Drew, you have karma because you said you gave misinformation.
Oh shit! Yeah, like God's gonna come and do that.
This,
shut up.
And you have karma.
Shut up.
Yeah. Okay, but we'll get to that.
No. Bullshit. First of all, that's not God's intention. Karma is balance, and karma has nothing, because that's like saying, my karma was to lose a child, and that's bullshit. People say, oh, there must be a karma. Oh, shut the blooping hell up.
Yeah.
There's no karma. Shit happens on this planet. There's no, we are entitled to say what we want. Some people like meat, some people are vegan. Should the vegans get sick or the meat eaters get sick? Well, it's not karma.
No.
So when people say that, they don't understand the definition of karma, which is balancing actions. That's all it is balance. And we don't know that is a karmic action, that the whole world's infected with something and people get it. I mean, come on. No, I can't take that anymore, because I hear it a lot and it's like, no, it's balance. And we don't know if it's good or bad.
Karma is pretty good. I mean, he's probably, over the course of his lifetime, he's probably saved at least 2,000, 3,000 lives over the.
I'm one of them.
To Sloane's
I'm one of them.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And another.
Oh my God, I got to talk to Drew about somebody. There you go. Y'all are one. Look at you. You're all
to
healthy.
That point, Susan and I were talking about that earlier this morning, that this idea that cause and effect is a result of karma does not explain why your lovely 87-year-old grandmother passed over peacefully in her sleep 2 days ago, right? Karma is literally just what you put out is what you get back. What you vibe is what you experience. But that doesn't explain why someone gets COVID or why someone passes away. It's just if you're a shitty person, you'll meet other shitty people. It's like a manifestation law, right? If you're in a good mood, then you'll experience good things. But that doesn't explain why people live and die. That's just part of your experience and part of things that happen.
Death is a
so
part of life.
Absolutely.
Those kind of people that spout spiritual stuff, but they're just haters online. I think they need to change the channel.
Hey, can I break in for a minute?
Tune in.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, sure.
Rebecca. Wait, you guys. I want to, you know how we were talking, we can't go to the gym, and I belong to 2 gyms, we can't go. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Well, I got an exercise bike, but I have to show you this. And it's kind of funny, but it does kind of work. Is Suzanne Summers.
Hey!
Guys.
I think I've seen one of those since 1994.
It's like 80s.
Oh, yeah,
I
maybe.
can sit right here and do
84.
after and talk to you. Now, the other thing that's interesting, how about these guys?
The shake weights.
We have one of those here somewhere. My son has
For some reason, guys weren't buying that.
I mean, I didn't have Pelotons are expensive.
Come on.
But
I'm getting in great shape right now. Yeah, you look like an asshole too.
Lighthearted. When you see me next, my thighs will be like, like, oh my God, your thighs are beautiful.
I can't wait.
Hey, Casey.
They're already beautiful, Rebecca.
Yeah.
They're already beautiful.
Okay. Well,
Hey, Casey.
a little tip for people that can't afford a Peloton.
Who's yelling at me? Somebody's yelling at me.
Hey, Casey, please don't do that again.
Okay,
This is not that kind of show.
Well, why not? Come on now.
Wait, don't get Sloan started.
Yeah, come on. That's what I'm missing.
And I love the differences of opinions, but I also want to know what our spirits are saying to, maybe, I don't know, maybe we should get a psychic reading going and see if we can conjure up somebody who's got a point of view from the other side. And I know this is kind of the woo-woo stuff for some people who might be watching, but we are in the presence of 3 psychic mediums and 2 astrologists and it kind of should be something that we should look at, just because I have a lot of questions. But with all the people that are in our gallery, we have several people here, and I want to explain. Oh, here comes there's Jennifer Schaefer. She's always fun, and so these people are all here able to get a reading today because they joined Locals, Dr. Drew's Locals. It's like a Facebook, but it's for members. So they're all members, and they. Mute your.
What was that?
Sounds like Ghost.
Somebody's they're Rebecca.
Sounds like Ghost.
That sounds like a ghost, you guys.
I know.
Yeah, sounds like it, huh?
That was good. But anyways, the people that are here, the group of people here that you see, all these fun people, are regulars on Locals.
Oh God, there it is again.
You hear that?
Who is that?
Yeah,
probably someone's Bluetooth headphones.
If you're watching this on your phone, please mute yourself. Please.
Yeah. I think it's the 319 number. But anyways, okay, so and I think having your phone number up there is probably a really bad idea too.
That's probably a really bad idea.
I'll kind of hide. I think it's hidden on my screen. But anyways, so anyways,
I don't think I have one up.
If you want to join in the Zoom and get a psychic reading, you have to join our Locals, which is drdrew.com/locals. Go in. Somebody said it's the ghost of Anthony Brown. Hi, Anthony Brown. And just, sign up. And then what happens is we put the link out to our Zoom meeting for the Dose of Dr. Drew, and also I'm thinking about doing this in the future as well, because it's kind of fun to see the faces of people that call us. And we've had thousands of people call us, over the years to get psychic readings, but I thought it would be kind of fun to see if we could, connect with somebody in the group, see if there are any spirits. And you guys have been very patient. I hope you guys don't mind waiting, but if you guys want to know, about your loved ones, think about them fondly if you have any questions. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let Rebecca. Oh, hi, Jennifer. Jennifer's here. Jennifer is also a psychic medium. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, I don't know who is that?
Guys, how are you?
Hi,
hi, Jennifer.
It's Jen Schaefer. She is a forensic psychic. She does a lot of work with the FBI and has her own business. She also is local in Manhattan Beach, and you look beautiful today as usual. She is she's gonna tune in too. So I think what I'll do is, Sloan, are you good? Are you good over there?
I believe so, unless you tell me otherwise.
Okay, yeah. I think you're wonderful. Anyway, so what I want to do is see if anybody is any psychics in the group are having any, insight into some spirit. This is sort of like platform clairvoyancy, where you get in a group of people, and then the psychic will go, I'm connecting with somebody who is, who's trying to get through. Have any of you guys had anybody knocking on the door with you?
A woman named Louise. Louise is here with us.
Does anybody resonate with a Louise?
I mean, I know it's kind of a common name. She may have had a stroke when she died. Didn't get to say goodbye properly. She says that someone out there that's listening or will be listening knows who she is. Don't doubt it. It's me. It's me. And because it's hard to believe this, and I see somebody with the last name, but Kyle, somebody's here for you because your last name is Thomas. Is Kyle still on here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Kyle, you have someone in the family from the Thomas family.
So Kyle Thomas is my stage name. My last name is Ulatowski.
Okay, then there's somebody here from a Thomas. I thought it was you, but if that's your stage name, then it's not you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, don't give that up. Don't give up your stage
I know.
name. Don't tell them. Oh my God.
Okay, so
No.
if you're in the restream,
spoil the show.
If you're
actually,
in the
okay,
restream and you have a Louise or a Thomas, there's a little bit of a lag on the restream. So if you have a Louise or a Thomas, please shout out on the restream. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm throwing this out there. I just got one person. I never do readings like this, but I have one person. Somebody named Alan or Adam, guy, brother, probably died a long time ago to somebody as in childhood, was brother or I'll say brother or cousin in the family, brown wavy hair, looks to have died around the age of 23. Adam, Alan, that's what I get. I hear it. I see him. Very precarious, like magic, like to juggle. It sounds like a circus worker, but that's not what it is. Just showing me that, like to throw the balls up in the air, took a risk, and that's how he passed out. Took a risk at something, maybe like around 16 years ago. I feel a connection to Colorado with it. I have no idea who I'm talking to, but when I'm on the internet, it could be somebody. I don't know how many people are on here, but that's what I'm getting. I don't hear a name of who it's for, brother or cousin. 23 when they passed away.
North Carolina too.
I got a question for you guys.
Nobody in this group can think of anybody with these names at all.
Well, I got something.
Alan or Adam.
Do you guys believe in reincarnation?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I'm not doing it again.
Is it possible to reincarnate? Is it possible to reincarnate within your own lifetime?
Oh, yes. I had that happen with a family member, but then they crossed out again. So yes. Oh yeah, you can come back into actually another family member.
So
Not
my
often,
grandfather and I are exactly the same. We even look the same. And about 2 years after he died, I literally felt this guy jump into my body. I literally feel like I'm the reincarnation of my grandfather.
That's called a walk-in. And also, I'm just going to ask you a question. I'm not trying to be funny, but were you on a lot of drugs at the time?
No.
Okay, good. Because I'm not trying to be humorous, but yeah.
No. Exactly. I've always smoked pot.
Okay. Yeah, that opens you up to the astral. But sometimes what will happen, if you remember the old, well, it's not even the first version, but Heaven Can Wait, where what's his name? He was so cute when he was younger. Now I just Warren Beatty.
Beatty.
He was hot as
When
hell.
he was
Anyway,
cute?
where are men like
Or
that?
when he was
When he was
One of
younger.
my favorite movies. One of my favorite
Yeah.
of all time.
Heaven Can Wait. Yeah. See, they took his body, they cremated his body before he could get back in, and it wasn't his time. So he did actually have to switch at the moment. But you have recognition of that. I don't know about sharing a body. I haven't run across that, but you can come in and out. They would call that a walk-in. So you change, but it could also be part of your grandfather's energy tag in your body here. So meaning part of his energy needed to complete through you. So because we live here and there, we are with God. Okay, I know. If people don't believe in God, I'm just saying from my perspective. I call
it the universe just to make everybody comfortable.
Yeah, whatever it is. I can't make everybody happy, so I already
exactly.
pissed them off. So fuck them. But I respect whatever they believe in, whatever it is. But what happens is we are already existent over there and here, so they can come into your space, share your auric field, share your energy, and actually live something out to see how you experience things, which in your instance might be because he didn't understand how you viewed the world. So there could be a coming into your energy field to watch how you process things. It doesn't mean he stays his whole life with you. And that wouldn't be reincarnation as much as it would be splitting through time, because we kind of go sideways through sometimes. I can't do it right now, but we do that.
Right.
That's maybe what I think, but maybe I'm wrong.
In my experience, when that happened, it felt protective, like Grandpa was actually coming back to protect me and guide me to where I am now. I still hear the guy in my head. Great.
Then he wanted to help you with your perspective, which is what I kind of thought with it. So that's good. But that would be a walk-in. They call them. I mean, a lot of people go, I'm a walk-in, and you're like, okay, crazy. It's not
right.
It's not necessarily that they are that, but there's instances of it. Look at it in the reverse way. If somebody's like say they're smoking crack and they're really open energetically, and some other low balanced spirit decides to step into them. I mean, they don't call alcohol spirits for any, for not for the reason of spirits coming in.
They
can step in. Yeah, there you go. I'm a former bar owner. They step in. They step in. So it's the same.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I mean, since the everybody feeling the room thing didn't really go off as well as I expected, and usually it does work really well, but
sure.
Okay, so
I have a couple messages.
Okay, let
but we can skip it. It's okay.
No, Khalees, go.
No, speak.
Okay.
Yeah, let's put it on the list.
Sloan, I don't have to give you a message now. I can give it to you later if you would prefer, but I do feel I have a message for you. And Monica, I feel like I need to give you a message as well. So is it okay if I start with Monica? Are you there?
Monica Ricky?
Oh, do we have more than one Monica?
Yeah, we do. We have two.
I believe Monica Ricky, but the other Monica, just pay attention just in case, because maybe there's something in it for you. But yeah, Monica Ricky was who I felt drawn to.
She's powerful.
Hi, Monica. How you doing?
Hi, Khalees. I'm well, thank you.
That's good. May I come to you with a message?
Yes.
Okay, I'm feeling a male spirit who's stepping forward for you. It's very hard for him to breathe, he's showing me, before he passed. So he's actually showing me that it sort of was different types. And I feel it was an ongoing issue with breathing, where he may have smoked and had a lung issue, or he may have just had some kind of ongoing issue with his breath. He comes forward connected to your father's side of the family or as a father figure. And he just keeps saying that he keeps talking about the fact that he still felt very young when he passed. So he might not have been super old, when he crossed over, he might have felt that he had more time. Does this mean anything to you?
I'm not sure.
Okay. The other Monica, does this mean anything to you? It's either going to be like dad or an uncle that was like a dad.
You know, what's...
Well, my dad passed away from lung cancer.
Okay, maybe I'm with the wrong Monica.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. All right. Would you understand this thing where it goes between struggling to breathe and then also having like a sharp pain in the lungs? I'm sorry to focus on the pain part. That's just what he's showing me.
He was healthy right up until he went from not being sick at all to stage 4 lung cancer. Boom.
Do you know if he smoked as well, or if there was something he would have inhaled that would have caused this or triggered it? Because I feel like there's something going on that sort of started back in the day.
Back in the day, way back in the day. He worked in the CIC on a ship and breathed asbestos for years.
That would make sense. Okay. He's not angry about that. Please know that he doesn't care. He had a lot of fun with the work that he did, and he said he liked the company. So he shows me he's the kind of person that would sit in a room full of people, not say much, but be really pleased with the experience that he's socializing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. He knows what you're going through right now. Okay. He said, don't be late, but you need to stand on your own 2 feet. He says, take the money. I'm going to put it in your hand and I need you to move forward. So he needs you to be the big girl right now. You're not going to be in danger. You can do this. You've always done it. You're going to be fine, but you just really need to stand up and get started. And he's going to be with you. So you can't fail. Do you understand that? Okay. So it is going to get easier, but you have to take that first step. It's almost like you've got to be the mom right now. You know how moms never take a day off? Susan and I were talking about this earlier. Moms do everything. You're going to be the mom and you're just going to take care of everything and you're going to do it and you're going to be great. And he's there with you and he's coming through really, really strongly right now. You've had to be so patient. Do you understand this? You've had to be so patient in your personal life. You can take it a little bit longer, but you're going to have to just stand up. You're the one who's going to fix this. Do you understand? Okay, and you're going to be fine. Can I leave that with you? Okay, you're welcome.
Oh, well.
Hey, do you want to maybe give Monica some privacy? I don't know, Monica, I don't know if she wants to share anything, but just give her some time to process that. It was a bit heavy.
That's the hard part, right?
Yeah. Sloan, do you want to talk now or would you prefer to talk later? Because I know
later.
Yeah, later. Later. Yeah, sorry about that. I started getting the headache and I'm like, oh, this is for Sloan. Okay.
I'm sorry. Well, Susan, you were actually starting to ask me a question.
Yeah, I gave Kyle your birthday and I gave him your, I don't know if he had time, if he got my.
I have it put up.
Okay. So Casey is sent his information in, and Casey's been sort of a promotional tool at our locals group, and I wanted him to get a astrology reading. I don't know. Let's hope that, for the best. But Sloan, if you disagree with anything, I want you to chime in. No.
Oh my God, please.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think he's professional on his own.
Well, I mean, we can tag team it. I'm always down for, reading.
My big thing right now is I'm super nervous.
It says that you are a Sagittarius sun with a Virgo moon and a Gemini rising. So basically what I always kind of tell people to do is whenever you're looking at your natal chart or doing any, horoscopes that you're reading online or something of that nature, you would look at both Gemini because we're going to see a lot of traits and patterns that are happening from your natal chart there, as well as from your solar chart, which would be Sagittarius. So the thing that really stands out for me here is that you just had a solar eclipse very close to your birthday on this past year. So, whenever we're looking at your astrology, there's many different tools that we can kind of utilize to have predictive techniques. So for instance, we can look at your solar return, we can look at the moon cycles, we can talk about your, just all the transits that are happening in the year. your progress chart. There's just so many different tools in astrology, which I love. And it also helps each astrologer to kind of have their own art form and craft in a sense. So one thing that I really like to talk about is the transit-based astrology for the year ahead. So obviously, like I said, you did have a solar eclipse very close to your birthday this past year, which just by being within about 2 days around it, because your birthday is December, solar eclipse took place on December 14th. And so that's a very powerful energy. And a solar eclipse represents new beginnings, usually destined ones. And that, by looking at that, I would say that starting on your birthday, you know, a couple weeks ago, in this entire coming year ahead, it's going to be a very, very big one for launching, you know, major new chapters. And in a sense, kind of like a rebirth is probably going to be happening for you. So
it's already happening.
It's a new career, new relationships, new chapters. But like I said, you know, it's definitely all about newness. And, you know, Jupiter was really aligned to this. And so I sense that this would be more of like a freedom kind of journey going on for you. So we do have that. Just from your solar chart, we do see that there are going to be new planets moving into your solar third house. And the third house has to do with like communications, writing, speaking, advertising, marketing. You're probably already thinking about important messages that you have to communicate and that you want to communicate. So like building your network, building, you know, the way that you are going about articulating what is inside of you and how you have this vision for the world. That's going to be a really important thing. That's going to be a focus for you throughout 2021. That would be really, really significant. Also, we are going to see from your solar chart that Jupiter is going to go into your solar fourth house in May until the end of July. And that is usually has to do with like family, definitely like parents, also moving. You may move during that time. If you don't do anything around that at that time, you could do it in 2022 instead. But even if you love where you're living, you could just like, you know, get great new things for your home, a new bed, or just really kind of expanding your happiness at that place and time. Another big thing that I do want to talk about, just to kind of tie everything up here, is you are going through very powerful eclipses, as we talked about, yes, close to your birthday, but in your sun sign and also in your ascendant. So with you being a Gemini rising, I looked at it, you are 3 degrees Gemini rising. So it's 6 degrees Gemini rising, sorry. So you have been going through a very important, I would say, kind of awakening in yourself, but also in your relationships. So this can also make you realize like what you need in a relationship, in business relationships, collaborations, but also love. So you are going through, you know, I would say this sort of karmic cycle and understanding what you need. So you stepping more into being like, I am this, I need these things, these are my boundaries, this is where I'm going. And so you're either attracting better relationships into your path, or you are leaving ones that are no longer, I guess, fulfilling you during this time. But, you know, you are going to have a lot of opportunity in your relationships in the year ahead. Particularly, I would say June is going to be a really big month for you because you're, again, having an eclipse in your ascendant, which is like you kind of like going through this, stepping into your power, stepping into your confidence. You did just have an eclipse in your ascendant on November 30th of 2020. That was the seed that was kind of like setting the tone. You're like, oh shit, this is what I need. This is what I want. And then, you know, by you being confident in that, it's going to help you progress further in your relationships and then also just get everything that you want. So I do feel like you're going to have a really good year. It's going to feel very fast, especially because you're having it in your ascendant, in your natal descendant, which is the house of partnership, but also in your sun sign. So it's just very, very, very fast, very passionate, very intense. But I would really kind of dig down deep and to think about like, what do you want? You know, not only now, but in the rest of the decade ahead, because this eclipse cycle that we're going through right now is going to close out the 2020s. So you're going to see similar patterns evolving now and then also at that time. So you're kind of really setting the stage for the decade ahead. But you should be very excited, and I'm really excited.
He's going to be a new host of the local Zoom parties.
I love it.
We have to figure out how to make money.
Kyle, and the whole thing is, I could sit here and say, I've done this, I've done that, but Susan has actually seen me do it. So it's, 8 months ago, I couldn't get out of bed. I wasn't shaving. I wasn't feeding myself. I had a therapist like literally try to talk me out of bed. And all of a sudden, all this stuff started happening. My birthday, I was telling Susan, Jupiter and Saturn, I believe, were aligned. And the alignment started on my birthday. So I have this it's weird. I can just feel all this energy just pumping me up. And I'm just able to reach out to people, and people are reaching back. It's the craziest feeling in the world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this eclipse cycle really began around June 5th of 2020. So, usually what we say, in astrology is that an eclipse, you get the seed of the news around the week, the day of it, but they're very powerful energies, and they can, really start to creep in a month or before or after. So I would say that, you were really kind of having this sense of need, this urgency to change your life and kind of step onto this new chapter as early as last May. But that, like I said, is setting the stage for you, because you're going to continue going through eclipses in the same sector that I've been talking about until the beginning of 2022. So, like I said, there's going to be a huge focus on really kind of embracing what you have to offer, what you truly need, what you want in your relationships, how you can be happiest, and what's going to fulfill you.
The craziest thing for me right now is I'm getting what I need. This is exactly what I need. This is exactly what I want. I don't care if I make $1 off of this. I'm getting, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of super awesome freaking therapy to where I get to interact with all these amazing people. So yeah, my life, everything else above this is just icing on the cake.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's rad. Yeah, I love my life.
Yeah, you really are developing yourself in a positive way. That's good.
And you're helping me do it.
I came up with the Zoom meeting idea, and you took the ball and rolled with it. We had fun talking to you.
That's awesome.
On your birthday too. It was great. Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, I love you guys.
Yes.
Okay, so does anybody else have any?
I have a question.
Okay,
I have a couple questions for them.
Okay.
I'd like to ask, what happens, when someone either drug ODs or commits suicide? I mean,
Oh yeah, why did they hang out?
Yeah,
I mean,
you guys talked about. I mean, Susan talked to us about Chris Farley, that you guys, I guess, envisioned him. I mean, who clearly died of a drug OD. So, I mean, I'd like to know what happens to them.
Well, I'll tell you right now that you don't get stuck normally if just because you commit suicide or die of a drug overdose. People get stuck when they don't realize they died, and they are really confused about. They're kind of an in-between state, and they're like trying to reach out. That's what I call a ghost. But I have had many clients, and recently, because that fentanyl is definitely come back.
Awful. It's awful.
Does it make sense? Yeah. I mean, I've had so many clients call me lately, and they'll say that their brother died, or their, whatever, their friend died, or blah, blah. And I'm like, they said it was a drug overdose. And I said, I guess what? It was fentanyl, wasn't it? They took street drugs they didn't realize, and it was laced with fentanyl. I tell people, if you didn't cook it and you didn't grow it, don't take it, because this is a war. And this war is on people that are vulnerable and not going to a dispensary. In one case, the gentleman was afraid of going to the dentist. So he was in extreme pain, and he got a painkiller from his friend. And the friend didn't even know that it was laced with fentanyl. So, and I have been so easily connect to him because he went to another client to get to his family. I have been able to, in detail, communicate with him. So he's not stuck at all. He was surprised that he died, and he wished he had gone to the dentist. A simple thing, go get some real painkiller from the dentist.
Exactly.
So now, have I dealt with ghosts that are stuck? Yes, 100%. But
I mean, but what happens? I want to know. Do they go? I mean, do those specifically who commit suicide? Do they go to hell? I mean, is there even?
They receive extra healing in the spirit world. So what happens is when you cross over to the spirit world, you're basically assessed by spirit, and you're either put to work or you're given extra healing and, you know, given time to do what you need to do. If you've committed suicide, if you've OD'd, if you have some sort of psychological thing that you're working through, you get taken through extra stages of healing with other spirit guides to help integrate you back into the group.
Okay,
so you go to rehab. You go to rehab. You could say.
There really is
but I want to ask about those.
Is there someone specific, Joseph, that you want to check in on? Is that what's going on? Because we can do that.
No.
Okay.
No, I wanted to ask these general questions, and there's one other question I have. Like, how about the most evil people in the world? Like, you know, I mean, my colleagues love watching war channels. So,
great question.
I mean, what happens to the most evil people? Like, I mean, you know, is there a million different layers of healing, and they have to go through a million different layers?
Yeah, you're not going to like the answer, but
it depends. Yeah,
I believe they do.
People have asked me many times about Hitler.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only asking. I'm asking neutral questions.
Of course. Yeah.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know what Sloan has to say on this.
Yeah, Sloan, you got this. Yeah.
Okay, well, we've all got it. We've all got the same. We all know it. No, but I mean, we all know, whatever we know. My experience is somebody, use the H word. I don't know if I can say it anywhere anymore, but you know, that fascist with the weirdo haircut and mustache, crack smoker in Germany in World War II, that guy.
Oh, yeah, it's funny slang now. People will call in YMH. People will go, "Hey, Hitler."
Yeah, let's not say it. Let's not do that. Let's not go there. Not the year for it.
I'll get banned on YouTube.
My understanding from my teaching is if the soul came in, now look at the power he had first to do what he did, okay? People followed him, people listened to him. Look at any world leader, Mussolini, anybody. It depends if they agree with their body. So the first thing is, does the soul integrate into the physical body, or does that soul have issues when it grounds in, okay? So can it get all the way in? Is it like an itchy sweater? And so you have to consider, does the person act from that intent, or are they acting from some sort of spirit possession, or is it lifetimes of behavior like this? And if it's lifetimes of behavior like that, at a certain point, they're literally taken out of the reincarnation cycle and put somewhere different, I guess, to fix or restructure themselves. Otherwise, you will cross out of your body, and there will be, in a larger, probably grander way of understanding what you did. So a huge scale of what you've done, because you've affected many people. So then the decision is, did you do this intentionally, or did something will you to do this? Like, did you, because there's a lot of things that happen on the spirit realm. So most of the serial killers that I've looked into, most of the Mussolinis and that weirdo in Germany, most of those people have been half out of their body and half in their body. So they're not even grounded in. So are they doing it? Or, and some are born, like when I looked at, I'll say it, at Hitler's energy, when I looked at that energy, first of all, it made me very sick to look at it. Many years ago, I channeled Eva Braun by accident, okay? That years and years, 16, 17 years ago. Anyway, the energy of his was, he was given a choice within the structure of what he was going to be. So he was given a choice to do it. This is what he chose to do. So somewhere his message got twisted, and there was an unawareness of what he was doing. But I think this was due to his own actions. I think he was actually grounded into his body and then ungrounded. So it depends. And they can be taken out. And also understand, the level we live on here is closer to hell than it is to heaven. So it's a lower vibration.
True.
It is a lower vibration. So these are the things that go on here. You don't.
I mean, is it possible? Is it possible it's purgatory?
I think
Earth is purgatory, actually.
I think I actually have always called it hell. So yeah, and I'm wondering what I did to get here, but yeah, so I guess I'll figure it out. But yeah, it could be. It's about 3 levels up from what you might consider the most evil place. And I don't know that there's little like hoofed people and pitchforks, but the energy is very, very dense. It's very, very dense here. There wouldn't be babies starving here if it were good energy. There wouldn't be people the things we see if it were good. So we are in some sort of whatever, but not purgatory, because you can't move in purgatory. You're stuck.
Let me throw this one at you. I used to work in Santa Barbara in it was a nightclub, but originally it was an 1800s brothel.
Nice.
I chased a full apparition ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Chased it. It disappeared, all this other stuff. And after working at this place for a while, I realized that those ghosts wanted to be there.
Yes. They don't want to cross over. Yes.
Yeah.
They don't want to cross over, or it could be a portal, or they could be dimensionally dancing sideways. Sometimes we get glimpses because we cross out energetically, and sometimes they cross in.
Okay.
That's yeah.
And
Sloan mentioned something very interesting, Casey. You know, you and I have been talking about energy. Mm-hmm. And
neither created nor destroyed, and consciousness is an expression of energy. That's my belief.
Yeah, of course. Consciousness lives on. That's what we are when we leave the body. We are consciousness. We're not in another body right away. I mean, that I know of.
Well, the main thing that scares me is I don't want to get trapped anywhere. You know,
well,
I want my energy to be able to go out and do it.
I'm sorry. What are you doing to get trapped? Do tell.
Yeah. Just be conscious now in this lifetime that when you pass on, it is not nothing, that it is another dimension. It's another life. It's another vibration. They eat there. They work there. They get counseling there. Like that red and black wall behind you, it looks solid, but in reality, it's not solid. If you looked under a certain microscope, you would see it moving. It's not solid at all. It's an illusion. So everything around us is basically energy, movement, and illusion. So we can change that. So when you pass, you just know, okay, now this is another step into my life. It's life after life.
But when you go to that next step, but Rebecca, when you go to that next step, I mean, are you the person that, you know, that you were, meaning you're the, you know, say an 80-year-old woman passed away. Are you that 80-year-old woman, or are you rebirthed to be the beginning again, and then you've got to rebuild back? Like kind of like another Earth, because clearly there's evidence of other planets and other life. I mean, we're
I think you're in what I've seen, a lot of people are in the best years they want to be. Maybe it's usually the 30s, early 30s, late 20s. I don't see many people want to be that old man that they were, or that old woman. I don't see a lot of that on the other side. I see people that are healed from their ailments and visually looking beautiful, nice teeth if they didn't have any teeth. You know, I mean, if they had a shriveled leg, their leg is healthy. So for the most part, you go back to whatever perfection you want to become. So it's going good. If you ask me.
Casey, I'm thinking right now, my best versions right now, since I'm the lightest I've been since I was like 14 years old.
That's
right.
Awesome.
That's the whole thing. Yeah,
you know,
guys,
I hate to break in on this, but Kristen was holding her hand up like a half an hour ago.
Yeah, go ahead, Kristen. Sorry.
Like a good little student.
Sorry, K-Dog.
Thank you, Susan.
K-Dog's got the mic.
I saw ya.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
There isn't anybody who's passed that I'm looking to connect with, because I honestly believe that they're very much at peace, and you know, I still feel their love and energy around. But I was just curious, for my little girl. She's experiencing just a lot of troubles and trauma and just emotional hardship right now, just because they've all been out of school since March, and she hasn't been faring well. And I don't know if this is the kind of thing that there's information beyond that might be able to help her or help me, or just knowing if I'm taking the right steps or doing the right thing. I guess I'm just curious if anybody's picking up, and certainly if you're not, I mean, there's no pressure. I don't want anybody to feel bad.
Kristen, what's her name?
Her name is Caroline.
Caroline. Okay, I can look into it for you if you want. Is anyone else feeling the need to
jump
on?
No,
I don't want to. Okay. Okay. So what I feel from your spirit guides, which is who I'm connecting to first and foremost, you do have a lot of ancestors in the spirit world as well, grandparents, great-grandparents, something to do with like your mom's neighbor as well. So I don't know if that represents an uncle or your actual next door neighbor. You got people, all right? You're not alone. Let's just put it that way. Caroline needs space. She needs to be left alone. That's the first thing I'm hearing. Let her play outdoors. I know you said you're in Milwaukee, so I don't know how you're going to work that out. Maybe she needs to go play in the snow. But I do feel that one of the issues she's having is she feels a bit overwhelmed. I don't know if she's being smothered or if she just is struggling being indoors. But the first message that comes through is give her space, let her play. I do also feel that she is about, again, I don't know how old she is, but I feel she's going to soon come into a point in her life where she needs a lot of freedom and she wants to be her own boss. So I don't know if this is a teenage thing or if this is like, child becoming a young adult, but there's a feeling like she's not going to rebel, but she needs to rebel and she doesn't want to hurt you. So you're going to have to preempt it. And for you, the only thing you can really do is make sure she gets fed. I know that sounds super basic, but there's going to be issues with eating and getting the right nutrients in her food. So that's going to be your thing, is just making sure she gets to bed on time, making sure she eats the food she needs to eat, and just give her lots and lots of freedom. She will find her way. She's going to travel and study a foreign language in the next few years, possibly French, something European. And she does need to go abroad. So when she says, Mom, I want to go travel, let her go. Can I leave that with you?
Absolutely.
Can I add one more piece? She's going to be a very beautiful young woman. You'll be very proud and you're not going to be disappointed. You'll be happy with the job you've done.
No matter what, I can never be disappointed in my children. I love them so much.
And I definitely will be proud.
Khalees
Can I hop
2
in
for
for a minute?
2. Yes, Khalees.
Sorry, I don't mean to make everyone cry, but
if somebody cries, it means it's a good message.
Good.
No, it makes me happy. She, it's been hard on her, and today she got so mad she threw a roll of toilet paper at me. So this is
yes, she needs to rebel. Go, Caroline. Team Caroline.
Make sure it's not
That's
a knife.
okay.
And she is
paper's like fluffy, so it's okay.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's 7 years old, and she's very, very smart and very beautiful, and has a hell of a throwing arm. So
yeah, and she's going to be tall and like model-esque, and good luck with that.
Can I break in for a minute? Can I break in for a minute?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, Caroline, do you believe in past lives? This is to her mother.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, it's funny that Khalees talked about food because I see Caroline, she was a Southern girl in a past life, very Southern. Now, that doesn't mean Texas. That was more Tennessee, North Carolina, something very Southern. So at a very young age, it would be very good to get her involved in baking, cooking, or letting her explore that, because in the South, they're all about family and food and all that. And she has a tendency to maybe be a very good cook in the future. I also see that she's good with her hands, with craft, to keep herself busy, because she's got a very busy mind. Does that make sense?
That's what I saw.
She colors all over herself all the time. She's always cutting stuff out and making stuff. She's a wonderful little girl. She's just been so angry. So
well, because you know what? She gets bored. Yeah, she gets bored. Yeah. So, I offer things to bake or to learn how to do crafts. She's probably drawing tattoos on her. Who knows? Maybe she saw YouTube with tattoos. And use your sense of humor. And then, but she's got a very, very busy mind. So I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh, you're making me tired. And she gets extremely bored. So she may have a little bit of, I don't think she has ADD or ADHD, but she's very active in her mind. So you got to keep it busy because she does get bored.
You guys have said such nice, wonderful things, and I'm just crying because I'm relieved. It's been a rough, excuse me, I need to get the cry out. It's been a rough past couple months, and she really is the most beautiful, wonderful little girl. When I had her, all the nurses they kept saying, oh, you should get rest. We want to take her back to the nursery because she was so beautiful. They all wanted to hold her, and she just had these big blue eyes, and I just love her so much. And this has been really, really nice. Thank you.
Are you aware who a Lori is, or a Lauren around you?
No, Lori or Lauren.
Does she have any friends with that's their mother's name?
Maybe.
Yeah, try to also know the parents of the children that she likes to talk to, or mean, it's hard to have your kids go over sleepovers and feel safe about it, but really get a little more involved in who the parents are.
Yeah, definitely. We've all been out of school since March because of COVID. Yeah. So that's what's made this so difficult. So
right. You'll get through it. Don't worry.
I have to. I have to. No other choice. Thank you so much for your time. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
You're welcome.
I got a burning question. I got to ask real quick. How do you know you're psychic?
Oh, I was born like that. I didn't want to be a psychic in a million years.
My friends told me.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for someone to tell you. I don't know. They told me for years before I agreed with them. I was like, what? And like, yeah, you're a psychic. How did you know that? How did you know this? How did you know? I was like, oh.
So I have this background in the military where we developed this thing that we call, the military guys call it spidey sense. And when you're in these real hardcore, intense environments, all of a sudden you develop this sense to know when something bad is about to happen.
Correct.
And we all know it. It's not one or two, all of us. And when one guy's spidey sense fires off, the entire group that's working with that individual will do the same thing.
Wow.
Hey, Casey, I don't mean to
raising the vibration. Yeah.
There's my little Caroline.
Oh, she's beautiful. She looks just like you.
Thank you.
So
I love her
cute.
so much. Thank you.
Casey, yeah, that's a thing. It's intuition. So animals know when to run to higher ground. We are all born with a sense of intuition. The more you use it, the more you lean into it, the stronger it gets. And so that's probably what you're doing as a group collective. That would be it. And you're all picking up on the same frequency as if you were radio transmitters picking up on a radio station being broadcast, which is why when one person gets it, you'll kind of get it at the same time. It's a very good skill to have in the military.
So what's interesting is, and I think that's the reason why it's hard for military guys to transition back into the regular world, is because we have this heightened sense and nobody else seems to have it. So then we find ourselves wanting to protect the flock. And it just, the flock doesn't really understand where we're coming from or why we're doing what we do.
That makes sense.
It's something you never lose.
Yeah. So you have to become comfortable with being in your own skin. That's it. If that's who you are, that's it.
Yeah, and also being comfortable not being in a team environment, because you spend so long living as a group and now you've got to be an individual and there's no team to look out for you and for you to look out for. So that's another adjustment that you've got to deal with.
Just the other night, I watched Tom Segura get hurt, and I literally had to lay down on the ground and pull my legs up over I knew I was passing out. I got ringing in the ears, the sensation of, I knew I was passing out. And seeing this person that I've never met in my entire life, that I love dearly because his comedy brought me to where I am right now. Seeing this one guy down on the ground, I had this trigger that I didn't even know about. I can watch carnage day in and day out until it's somebody that I love.
Well, you should do is form a program possibly with other components or other people to help some of these military guys transition out and have a happy, back in society without military help. Get out and be productive and happy. And you are the one who experienced it. So you're the expert.
So, and I do a lot of veteran outreach, but the problem is that these guys, they build these huge walls. No, there's nothing wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with me. And they internalize everything. And
well, maybe you can say,
to break through that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not as a disability, but as an asset, a tool that they can utilize back in regular society, like we do, like all of us, we do. Everybody has psychic ability. We use it to certain amounts. I knew about the Northridge earthquake. I've known about many things. Sometimes it's frustrating when you know something's going to happen and you have no control to stop it. Mm-hmm. But as maybe you could do as a collective group of guys and show them how they could utilize that tool back into this society.
I guess the reason why I asked this question in the first place is, could we all train ourselves to be psychic?
Oh yeah,
I believe so.
Military guys are doing so.
Okay, really quick before we'll continue this in a second. But Kyle, are you still there? Kyle has to get going. He's been I'm very happy that he made it today and gave Casey his reading. And Sloan, what'd you think? Yeah. Sloan, what'd you think?
Thank you, Kyle.
I think it's great. Of course. What do you mean? What did I think? He talks astrology.
He's
this is
freaking
great.
awesome, right? Right?
Yeah, of course. Oh my God. You have to ask.
And Kyle, real quick, I didn't really get to give you the full response of the reading. And I'm telling you, dude, you're dead on. I would love to actually tell you how good you are.
Well, I'm sure you will eventually. Dude. He'll be back. And I love that you're happy because you've worked really hard to, on yourself this year. And it's really good for you to get positive. And Kyle's got a lot of love and light to give out. So
Susan.
Hey, Susan. I'm seeing requests for other people that want to talk to your people.
Wendy in particular.
Wait, first Kyle. Kyle, come to me. Wait, let Kyle say goodbye.
I just want to send, positive energy to everybody. 2021 will have challenges, but there will be a lot of really good things that happen too. For instance, we're going to be in Aquarius, which is also, something that's really going to help bring more freedom despite some of the restrictions that are going to be here. I do believe that we will have a better year in a lot of ways, but there, we are still evolving, and keep on keeping on, and don't give up hope.
And also tell everybody where to find you.
Yeah, I operate primarily on my Instagram, which is Mr. Kyle Thomas, so Mr. Kyle Thomas. You can interact with me there, and my website is kylethomasastrology.com. I post tons of free content, tons of free horoscopes, interviews, all sorts of stuff there. So yeah, just take a look. And Susan, I love you. Thank you so much for having me. And everyone else, seriously, like Sloan, Khalees, Rebecca, I love you guys. It's so great to connect with you, and have a wonderful evening.
And by the way, love the backdrop.
Yeah, dude. The bamboo is badass.
Festive. There's a Christmas tree.
I was looking at the bamboo.
I love it. You've been working hard on that. Can you come over and help me decorate? I need some help over here.
Yeah, let's do it. Over a bottle of wine.
Oh, yes.
Okay, now, no.
I have a message for George, but I don't know if we're back to messages yet.
Bye, Kyle.
Bye, Kyle.
Have a good night. Bye, Kyle.
Who's George? Is George here?
I don't. There's a George. Is there a George? A George C? Hi, George. How you doing?
Wave, George. There you are. Oh, yeah. Hi,
there's George. What's up, dude?
Oh, I know George.
Hi.
He's adorable. Wait, you're just zoning in on the cute guy. Okay, say hi, George.
If only it were that simple. George, I do feel I need to come to you with a message, but there's many spirits, and I'm trying to hone in on one to help you out, or to help me out, to give you the message, actually. And I feel like I'm going between two males. One feels more like a friend, and the other one feels more like a mentor or a father, but it might not be your actual dad, just someone that was like really brotherly or really mentoring towards you. And I do feel there's a friend with a soul connection who would have passed several years ago, who you may have gone to school with. Do you understand this? Like in your friend group. And it's okay if you don't, because it could have another person here. Okay. Do you understand also a connection to lawyers or a lawyer at the moment? Or do you know why I'd be picking up a lawyer around you?
I'm helping a family friend who is an ex-lawyer.
Okay. So
87 now.
Okay, because the lawyer part was really significant, and this spirit of the friend. So if you remember who the spirit of the friend is, know that there's a person that you went to school with who's in the spirit world, who was very close with a very good friend of yours as opposed to being very close with you. I feel like he's here. I also feel like I've got another male in the family who's one generation above you who's here. And I keep wanting to put something on my head. So I don't know if he had something like a hat on his head or if there was something on his head before he passed, but he keeps showing me something on his head, the other gentleman, just in case that means something to you later on. Now, the message is that things are about to really move forward with you, and it feels like a personal and a career journey, that there's an adventure coming, and I just see you symbolically running up a mountain, which shows me that things are about to take off. You're going to be very, very busy in the next few months and years, and even though it feels like things aren't really going anywhere and that they've just sort of been panning for a while, it's not going to be like that for much longer. Do you understand this?
I mean, I have definitely been feeling stagnant I'm in Manhattan too.
Okay.
I've been here since the start of all this COVID nonsense, and in March with the first lockdown and the world is ending, everybody panicking. It started to feel a little bit better for me around the summer, but now with the new COVID, I guess I could call it a surge in New York, although it's not really. They're controlling it better than in the spring. It's just,
you're not leaving New York, unfortunately. I'll just start off with that.
That's good.
But I feel like, I feel like you're going to stay, but I feel like things are going to take off very, very soon. And there's a reason why you need to be here for that. So I guess if you feel almost underwhelmed by the past chapter of your life, know that the next chapter you'll feel inspired and possibly even overwhelmed, and that it's going to get easier, it's going to get better, and things are going to start moving forward very, very quickly, but not until after the spring. So that could tie in with the COVID. That could tie in with going back to whatever you were doing before.
No, that makes sense. I have been feeling underwhelmed with my career. I'm a trainer in a gym, and this was completely out of control.
Maybe you will run up a mountain in that case if you're training at the gym. Would you recognize a Jenny or a Betty or a Becky or a name that's similar to that?
Jerry?
I feel like it's a female.
Well, my grandmother was Jerry, and she died real name was Hinda, but she went as Geraldine for some reason. I don't know the backstory.
Jerry, no, it's too much of a stretch for me. Look, I'll just say I've got these three spirits around you. The two of them felt like they were your generation. The other one felt like it was an older male. It's okay if you can't pick up on them now because they might mean something to you later on. But I do feel that those two groups with the friend and the father figure, they're both very much watching over you and they're both on your back. And they're telling me that there's an issue with the top of your shoulders, sort of like the upper trapezius, and you're not doing anything about it. And you kind of just like, I don't know if it's like over tense or you're working out too much or not enough, but it's like a band across your two shoulders. That might be that might be all of us. And they're just saying that it's okay to like sort of lie down and like let the pressure go away. I hope this means something to you.
I mean, there probably is some tension on my neck, either from stress or me beating the hell out of my body with weights, which I do.
Okay, Drew,
doing 405 deadlifts. Yeah.
Wait, Drew. Maybe you should chime in here.
I'm not gonna let you forget that, asshole.
Oh, maybe Drew left.
Sorry, guys. I saw him do a 405 deadlift.
Drew's not in here.
Drew's all right, well, I'll just leave you with the message that I feel.
Me and then he left.
Okay. I feel that your career is going to get really, really busy in the next year or two, and there's a reason why you need to be in Manhattan. So don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. The spirits will be pushing you, watching over you, and making sure that you don't go backwards.
Hey, George, are you single?
No.
Oh.
My girlfriend's gonna kill me if I'm gonna mention it anyway.
It's okay. Someone was gonna pass your number out.
Oh, I'm not either, so that's not gonna work. But thank you.
Ooh, that's good news too.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's one more question I do have, and it's sort of my life too, but just in the world in general. Everybody's talking about 2021 being better. We talked earlier in this chat that maybe that's not the case, so there's still going to be some restriction or something holding us back a little bit. The thing that's been kind of weighing me down is not being able to see a way forward through this. I mean, my main sign that things would be better is if I could walk down a sidewalk or into a store without a mask voluntarily. Is that something that's coming in the future?
Not
in
right,
the
not
future,
this year.
yes, but not right away. So yes, I agree.
So would you say 2022 or early 2022?
Probably 2025. Oh God, shut up, Sloan. Sorry.
I feel like
it
could be as early as 2022. What I need to say about 2021 is it's not going to be 2020, and that's what you need to focus on. It's going to be better than 2020, but it's not going to be back to normal. It will never really be back to normal, but your personal journey will feel so much more fun, and there will be so much more light in your own personal life that you will not be thinking about the fact that you're wearing a mask. You'll be thinking about the cool things that are happening to you. Does that make sense?
I think that George and I are feeling a fight coming on. So we're trying to mentally prepare ourselves.
Right, but New York is a unique place because there's so many people there, and everybody has to protect one another, and they've scared the shit out of everybody there to beyond.
Yeah,
And,
big time.
Right.
You know, California is sort of the
confusing.
same thing, but we have cars, we can go places. We don't have to jump on a subway at 5 o'clock and be all smashed together. You know, with obviously masks are going to be a prerequisite for situations like that, because not everybody will have. I heard Cuomo say they have to be 70 to 90% vaccinated before they're back to normal. But then he's also planning a big event for the football team. But
I know. Right?
I'm actually kind of glad for that, because they're going to try to embark on a new system, and maybe it'll work. I mean, the guy thinks he's God, so maybe it'll work out. But be that as it may, New York, you two are both New Yorkers, and I'm half New Yorkers. I'm like half and half. I'm not afraid to go without a mask. I don't, because I think I have a really good immune system. And I'm also, I'm super careful. Like, when I go on a subway, I use my elbow to hold onto the pole. I never touch anything. I always use hand sanitizer. I'm like a uber germaphobe. But if somebody sneezes on me on the train, I'm going to be really hopeful that I have a mask on.
I will gladly wear a mask for the rest of my life if we have to. I have no problems with that.
I
really like it.
You're a trainer, George. You know that, you know, if you get it, you'll probably be like my son in the pool house, who happens to have COVID-19 right now as well. And he's got a mild flu, and it sucks, but he's going to get through it. And
you guys, we need germs. We need to get sick. It's how our immune system works. And when we start cutting this stuff out, we get weaker as a species.
Yeah.
But see, that's holistic mindset. That's holistic. And a lot of okay, now listen to this. Sorry, I just interrupted because I'm insane. But when you listen to statistics on birthing right now, people are doing more home births. Yeah. Back when I did home births, they called social services on me, called me crazy because I wanted to do a home birth. But I
also,
didn't
there's
want
going to be
the
more
intervention.
deaths in childbirth because of it. And
well, if you have an issue, you're still going to go to a doctor and get it. No, you're going to go to a doctor and get an ultrasound all the way along. You'll go to your women visits.
Right.
You just won't succumb to a hospital.
Listen,
my
husband
got
COVID-19 in a hospital. I'm
at a hospital, exactly. Why would you want to have your kid in a place where everybody goes to fucking congregate and die?
Yeah, it's not a good place. It's the virus is running rampant through the hospitals, and I don't want to say anything bad about the hospital, because if you guys need to go to the hospital, just go. Because if it's serious enough and it's not, you know, you have to go. So, but don't go if you don't have to.
Be rational. Exactly. I mean, minimize risk, but that at the same time, don't be extreme about your decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about Tinder, you all? What's going on with Tinder? What's everybody? Because I know my clients are hooking up on Tinder. Nobody cares about that. I'm just asking. Sorry, I digress.
Socialized prostitution is what that is.
Yeah, no, but I mean, they're all hooked.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong, but I'm saying
got it doing that. I got a client that got it doing that.
That's what I'm asking.
The guy had give her money to stay in a hotel and keep. I mean, he was good about it, but he did give it to her and then had to take care of her after, but it's very possible to get it that way.
That's what I'm asking, because my clients are on Tinder. They're telling me they're on Tinder, and I'm like, you're not worried about that, but
the ladies just need an Andre. You keep it in your night.
Exactly. I'm with you.
The Clorox wipe, and it can be Antonio or Andre or whatever you want it to be. And
Susan.
I'm trying to see if Jen Schaefer's here. I think she left.
Wendy has a question for the ladies. Go ahead, Wendy.
I just wondered, I've lost a few friends in the last couple of years, and I'm just wondering if anybody's around.
I can't see anybody.
Yeah, she only has her name up.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. I'm really in slob mode today.
Okay, it's all right. Her name's Wendy.
There you go. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
My little bartender buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Susan, Wendy and I are both bartenders. So
awesome.
I was. Long time ago.
Once a bartender, always a bartender.
Oh,
love.
Drew's coming back. Wait, hold on. We got to get the Walking Dead back in here. Okay, here we go.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Always
Wow, there he is, Schmutzy.
The COVID cough.
The old schmutz.
Wait, that wasn't me. That wasn't. I didn't schmutz.
Oh.
The COVID
But,
cough is back.
Oh my God, I had the worst virus on my honeymoon because I kissed everybody at my wedding, and I sounded like that for 2 weeks on my honeymoon. So, and then he got it.
my
It
God.
was terrible. But
It was not
anyways,
good.
we always
So
got viruses on
I
our
just got off the phone with Catherine Barker. She called me. So
Oh,
chatted her up a little
nice.
bit.
We can't
So.
see you. But yeah,
Oh,
so
oh.
Wendy was about to get a reading, a psychic reading from Rebecca.
Okay.
Okay.
Finally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I gotta
There we
run
go.
soon. I gotta do something soon.
Oh,
so
also
get
wait,
later
really
on.
quick before you go, is Khalees still here?
Yep.
Khalees has
There she
a
is.
heart out at 5:00, or 5:10. But I want everybody to know where you can find Khalees at KhaleesSimone.com, and also at Khalees Simone on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, right? And
Yep,
she's
just my name.
also in the New York area if you want to, I don't know. It's not the time to meet one-on-one.
Visit one day.
Zoom
Visit
and
one day.
Skype.
Your
You
backdrop
have Zoom
has
and you have
improved
Skype.
so much. I know this virtual world has turned us all into artists. Look at Casey. But I love the backdrop. It's perfect. And your sound
I think that's a
system's
compliment. Thank
amazing.
you.
Oh yeah. I'm down. So we need to do this more in the future too with you and Kyle and Jen. Jen had to bow out too. She didn't know what she was getting into. But she'll come back another day. But
No
thank you
worries.
so much, and thanks
Thank
for
you for
making
having me on the show.
You made 2 people cry, so your job is done, and hopefully we can all process whatever came out and make it work.
Thank you
And
so much.
also,
I really appreciate you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
yeah, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
You're
Bye.
super rad,
Have a great
Khalees.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
God bless you. Okay, Drew.
Okay, Susan, in 10 minutes, I'm out for dinner.
Oh, you are? Oh, good. Okay, so Drew.
I mean, well, whatever. I'm staying home, but really, I'm sneaking out for dinner. Whatever.
Yes.
I'll let you. Do you have any last? Do you have any last questions before Sloan
Me?
leaves? Before Sloan goes? Yeah.
No. Just let me just reiterate what I said at the beginning, though. If we can support you, or I was thinking
Oh.
when I was away about going after whoever ran your son off the road.
I have a
I'm all
beautiful.
about it.
Yeah, that's what wakes me up in the morning. The thought of,
Yeah.
never mind, I'm not going to say it on here, but I have
Yeah.
a certain thought, but I have a beautiful woman who actually painted the picture of Keithy back there. She's a private eye, an actually really high functioning private eye. And she's helped me tremendously. So we have information. We found 2 witnesses thanks to her.
Good.
And
Good.
all of my friends that have walked around, like my friends have literally walked the accident road daily for months with me. So, and me by myself and me with other people and my son's friends. So I'm well looked after that way. And I have a
Okay.
belief that he's okay, but when it's your own son and,
Yeah.
it just fucks your head
I know.
up. So,
Rebecca,
yeah.
Of course.
Rebecca,
Of course.
do you have any messages for Sloan?
Yeah, I didn't know if it's nothing overly personal, but I
Oh,
wanted
thank
to say.
God. Just
Yeah,
made
no,
me
no,
cry.
no, no.
No,
You
no
know
more
how
crying.
he hides a lot.
Khalees
Yeah.
is gone.
No.
No, Keepy wants to tell you, Mom, he loved to see you hiking, but and this is common sense, but he's telling me to say it's been telling me to say it for about an hour. Make sure you take enough hydration and a snack. Don't get feeling faint up there.
Okay.
Hydrolyte.
Yeah, because I
Do
don't.
you take
I
a
run-
snack?
Not usually. Well, no, on the longer ones. If I'm going for 5 or 6 hours, I have to. But if I'm going only for like 3 hours, probably not.
No, but he said even if it's peanuts and enough water, hydration.
We
Yeah.
need to get you some
And he's very
hydrolite.
serious about
need to get
He
you
knows
some
you're not
hydrolite.
I need hydrolyte.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
getting a new case. We'll get some tea.
Yeah.
Yes, and he knows you're not going to take a club sandwich, okay?
No,
But
I'll get you
take
some.
a
Yeah.
snack.
I have so
Club
much
sandwich.
hydrolite.
No,
Maybe
Rebecca,
somebody will
no.
drink all this hydrolite. Yeah.
I'm down. I am so down.
And he says, make
Okay,
sure
Joe,
your
I'll
new
send you some tea.
shoes. Wait, make sure your new shoes are broken enough so they're not too slippery.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, because I did wear new shoes.
Yeah, he knows.
I wore them yesterday in the snow. I did. Yeah, that's right,
he says
Rebecca.
that it's a little too slippery, Mom.
Yeah,
and
I wore
by
new
chance,
shoes.
Yeah, and he just says, look, you're not going to get stuck out there. You usually know your way around, but if there's an emergency, hydrolyte, enough hydration, and a snack. Yeah.
Hey, Sloan, real quick,
Yes.
my
Yes.
spidey sense is tingling.
Oh, good. Okay.
What are you looking for?
What am I looking for?
Yeah, no. Like when you're going out on the trail and all this other stuff, and I mean, it sounds like you're looking for like something.
Oh, you mean dick, men?
Well, no. I'm talking about like there's some connection with pain that you're actually trying to like.
Oh no, I don't feel good unless I hike until I'm exhausted, and it's
Why?
been that way since I was like 6, 5.
Why? Yeah.
Cross country runner.
Right.
Cross-
Long distance runner. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a 5-minute mile. So what are you running
I
away
don't have
from?
that. I'm slow. I'm slow. Yeah. No, I don't know. I just enjoy it. It stops me from beating the shit out of people, truthfully.
Right. If you watch her
Truthfully.
videos, when I watch your videos out on the trail, it's the exuberance. You love it up there.
I enjoy it. It stops
you're just in
me.
it.
I love it. I love my favorite one, you guys know, is Cactus to Cloud. So underneath the tram from the museum all the way underneath Palm Springs, that takes 6 hours, and I love it. It's just interesting to me. It's very interesting.
So
I'm probably trying to
euphoric
run my
high
ass
as
off,
you're doing it?
but huh?
Are you high as you're doing it? Do you get the euphoria as you're running?
Not like smoking crack or something, but yeah, no, I enjoy it. I enjoy taking pictures. I enjoy the views. So yeah, probably. And it takes my urge to beat the shit out of people away, and I'm not joking.
Right. So I guess that's what I'm getting at is where is that coming from? What is that?
Oh, that's just who I am. Yeah. I'm just, I mean, you just ask my family. Yeah, it's who I am.
Wait, can I break in really quick while I have this? Your son is like really hitting me because I come from the same neighborhood. I am by that street. I have been by the street where he got.
Yeah. I know, because some of your daughter's friends are my cousins, actually married into the family. So yeah.
Right. So I and I told Sarah, my daughter who passed away, to go and find him and help him communicate to, and she will, because he's a cutie.
Yeah, I know.
He likes hotties.
Yeah, of course.
But he keeps bringing up a blue truck. So was there anybody that drove a blue truck that was a witness?
Oh, probably. We're tracking them down one by one, and they're all afraid because it's kind of an illegal in this country type of thing, business, right where it happened. And we're also, oddly, Dr. Drew, where he died is outside of, he died outside a Buddhist monastery, pardon me. But there were 2 rehabs being run by people who perhaps shouldn't have been running them or shouldn't be running them. And so where he was cut off was right there. I knew it the first day, but finding the witnesses was hard because they're run by very egregious people.
Well, they're all ex-drug addicts, or maybe the person was.
Well, no, these are
sober.
big criminals, like not good criminals. I just pushed my hair the wrong way. Not good criminals. So not just drug addicts, but I'm talking, other things, right? Yeah, like heavy records. But they kind of didn't tell the truth, some of them. So I've had to track down. And then there's another house where there were people maybe who didn't have green cards. So there could be, Rebecca, everybody split. I had to get footage. I had to go around and get the stuff. The police closed it within an hour of it happening. And I was told by one of the officers, which wigged me out. He literally said to my face, "You don't understand what your son was doing, but I do. I'm not delusional." And he said to me it was a spiritual war, and that's how he did it. And then, so I had a beef with him because I knew what he was saying to me. And anyway, they opened it again, then they closed it again. And now we're getting it reopened again because I found 2 witnesses. So that's what's happening. And I have a homicide detective friend helping as well. She's not on the case. She is my friend, if that makes sense.
Well, I know also, I don't know if that's Topanga Division that's dealing with you.
It's traffic, Valley traffic.
But you know what? I hear that you'll find it. From the very beginning, I told Jeff Flora, who you know, that I thought your son was run off the road. So when he was going, there's no way to avoid, you know, you're gonna go this way, and it hit a very skinny pole, but it was like going so fast. And then being hit. So you will, your search is not in vain. You're not an angry mother looking to blame somebody, which they'll say you are.
Yeah,
And,
no, they call you crazy. You know how that goes. Yeah.
All right, wait. Time out. Time. Real quick.
Crazy.
Sloan, do you actually run by the accident site? Do you go by the site over and over and
I
over
walk
again?
up and down there. I put reward signs out. We have a reward.
So,
I walk by it. I don't run by it. I walk.
Oh, I'm sorry, running or doing your thing though. Okay.
I'm
So that's
on
what I
them
was
and I'm
picking
walking.
up on is, and again, I'm not a psychic, but it was
There
just,
you
I
go.
could see you going back and forth over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, that's that
super
area.
focusing on this one spot.
That's what I'm doing. That is.
Yeah.
So the military guys, we call this fucking spidey sense.
That's what I am doing. It's not for exercise though. It's like to catch people. I'm a stalker now, basically. Mommy stalker.
But the whole thing is you're going over this memory over and over and over
again. You know who's really good at looking at this is Jennifer Calise. And also Rebecca, of course. They're very good at like looking at this. We should probably, you guys should all like look at this together.
Yeah, and Sloan,
it's interesting. I got blocked with it. So
Keith is giving me the name Scott. So I don't know if that'd be the last name or a first name, but keep that in mind.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I will. Thank you. I don't have it yet, but I don't have all the names to the pictures that I found. So yeah.
Okay.
Real names.
Well, he's going to help you. He said you'll find your answers, Mom. That's what he said.
Thanks, Rebecca. That's sweet. I have that feeling because I can't stop myself. So,
right.
Well, he still doesn't want you to slip, though, and break your ankle or your knee. He said, "Mom, come on, wear the right shoes."
So this is what messes me up with reincarnation is if you leave one body and go into another, how can you communicate with your previous life?
Because you're still on the other side. You're still also on the other side. We're not all here present. Yeah, we're not all fully here. Yeah.
So we're like 10% of our actual spirit.
Yes,
the rest of it's
10 or it could be 50 or it could be 2 or I mean, there's dumber people around too, but
right.
Some of them. No. Sorry. No
Does
offense
anybody
to
else
them.
have a question out there?
Wait,
Sloan's got to go to dinner. She's
Lori has a question. Lori?
The gal that keeps popping up on the feed and she's just sitting on a white couch looking a little forlorn and we don't acknowledge her. Who is that?
Oh, Diana.
Oh, I'm not. Hi.
Hi. What's up, Tool?
Diana's a scientist.
Is she?
I'm a nurse.
Yeah, but you're a scientist.
Hi. Okay.
Her nickname's Tool.
She looks a little like she has this like when my dog looks at me and he cocks his head like, That's what.
She's
super
polite.
I've been working on it for you, Susan, because I know you always want us to look a little more presentable.
I love it. I'm
finally starting to take care of myself, and I got my hair cut.
Your hair is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, looks really good today. I like it.
I worked on that for you, Susan, because I always come in after work.
Oh.
Yes, because you talk about not like in a bad way, but I mean. Because I come from work or sometimes, and then I'm just all kind of yucky. So I thought tonight, since you're having this, I wanted to at least look somewhere.
I see the difference, and you look great. Do you have any questions for Rebecca or Sloan before Sloan's got to go soon. She's got dinner.
Well, I was just curious, like if you have lost somebody and like they don't come through on stuff like this, does that mean that they just aren't? That sounds really weird, but like they just aren't there, or like I don't know, because I've lost somebody recently, and I was just curious.
Was he a young man with brown wavy hair?
No, when he passed, no.
Okay, but did he ever have that look?
Yeah, he had curls. Yeah, I mean
the brown wavy
short,
hair.
but he had curls.
Was he your brother or your cousin? Because I think when I'm with an Alan or Adam name. I never get names right, but that I did hear that.
My brother's middle name's Alan, but this would be, I mean, I can just say it's just my dad.
Okay, so your brother's name, then it was maybe your dad speaking, but did your dad look like your brother? Brown wavy hair?
Yeah, they look a lot alike.
Okay, so I maybe was mixing it up with that. Okay, give me your dad's first name.
It's William. He goes by Bill, but it was William.
Okay. Okay. All right, let me see.
He may not, because he's always really quiet.
No, I think it's him, because when she was doing that, I heard the name Bill. So go for it, Sloan. It's
Okay,
him.
yeah, no, I was getting
Drew, mute yourself.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Guys over there.
Sorry.
He coughed a lot. He coughed a lot too at the end.
That's funny. There you
What
go.
do you mean that? What are you talking about? That wasn't me. What aren't you talking about?
My dad.
Apparently her dad.
Okay, so William, okay, or Bill, William. Actually, I want to call him, it's interesting. I'm going all the way back to his like early life before, which you probably know about your grandparents on his side. But the William name stood up a certain way for him, and that's why he changed it to Bill, because he changed the direction of his life. So the reason he's a little bit quiet, I think, your dad, as you describe him, is because he goes down one train of thought, and sometimes he was very opinionated and then would switch his direction, so he doesn't speak before he knows which way he wants to speak. That's what I feel. Also feel for some reason, and I'm just going to say this to you, I'm sure you're happy doing your work, but I'm going to say, and he passed within the last 4 months, correct? Are you there?
It's been a little bit longer than that, but it's been recent. Yeah.
Okay, what was 4 months ago? What was 4 months ago with you, or the fourth month? 4 months ago or the fourth month? With you, because you have a change coming in. I'm going ahead with you. That's what he's kind of saying. You've actually been asking for change, and you've been asking him to come through. You and he did not quite communicate the way that either he wanted to or you wanted to. This is what I get. So that's why you find it difficult maybe to pick up on the energy. I do feel you're changing something, though. That's kind of what he's saying. You are changing something. So his passing changed you and changed what you want to focus on in your life, is how I feel with him. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. I could also probably look at the last 4 months that in the past 4 months, I probably started to accept more of his death and have moved forward. Okay. Because it took me a really long time to do that, because I took care of it for a long time when he was sick. So
yeah, I'm not getting anything about that. I'm going to tell you something with that. Okay, I'm not disacknowledging you with that. He's free right now, and a lot of what you looked after came from his childhood. So was this something he carried with him throughout life, like a genetic thing?
No, but he had it. It was a very strange.
It's from his childhood, is what I'm hearing. So something that happened to him in childhood, and I do feel there was disruption after disruption, especially after the age of 8, but I'm seeing him literally carry with him that energy. And so when he passed, okay, he was glad to be out of here, like glad. Now, did he get sick 16 years ago? Because I got that with the reading with the younger person, like 16 years ago.
Let me think here. He first, 75, 85. It was probably not from what he died from, but he had a lot of different illnesses up until he died.
Something came from childhood. Oh, okay. Something came from childhood, but 16 years ago is where I'm feeling it. When I move forward with him, part of why he doesn't speak is because of, I'm just going to say it. Did he kind of come from an abusive home in childhood? Because he speaks one thing really strongly when he's younger, and then he changes his mind, and then he carries with it the kind of the guilt of saying this and then believing that. So almost like there's a doubleness to the way he responds to things. Couldn't communicate with you, or you couldn't communicate with him. There's that. That's what I feel. So that's your confusion maybe with him?
It could, yeah, I could say that he was very similar in the sense that I am, that he's quiet, but then would have a temper.
Yeah, switch a direction in thought. I'm getting that. Okay, did you know his mother, your grandmother, or did you not?
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I knew both.
Yeah. Okay, she had kind of, it comes from her, no offense to her, whatever, we're all crazy here. Okay. Yeah. But she kind of fancied herself a different kind of person. Okay, she kind of fancied herself special in a way, and your father kind of kept a pretense about her. And then at the end of her life, it was a little bit difficult to see her that way. So I'm thinking she may have had like a little up and down in personality traits. I'll say bipolar. I'll just say that. I'm not diagnosing. I'm just saying she had personality traits. This is what I'm seeing. Whoever raised him, the female that raised him, which I'm assuming is his mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my grandma and grandpa stayed, or yeah, they were married together. So that would be who it was.
That's what I'm assuming. So she presented herself one way, but was a different way to him. So there was a little bit of his anger came from that. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, no, I would say that I think he had an older brother that they tended to probably favor a little bit more than him. So I think he was probably a little more in the.
But the mom had a personality where she acted a certain way that caused your dad to act another way, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
The mom was very focused on her needs and wants, not necessarily the older brother hers.
Mm.
He's kind of putting a crown on her head, like she thought a certain way.
Okay. Yeah. See, and I wouldn't. Yeah. No. I understand what you're saying. I do. I'm sort of I knew my grandparents like in their late 60s, so I don't know their dynamic as much, except because I was the youngest, and so like my dad
came along later.
Yeah. So I didn't.
He's kind of saying he's around you. You kind of sit. I mean, obviously he's around you. It's a stupid thing to say. Everybody's around everybody, but you kind of sit in the dark a lot, and he sits with you when you're trying to think about it. Part of your issue with him was you couldn't quite feel his energy when he crossed out, so you couldn't really feel it. And then you would sit and ask to feel it, and it's almost like you were like, I want to feel it now. And he sat with you, but you couldn't feel it. That has nothing to do with you or him. It's a timing thing. So it's a timing thing for him to come through, but he's actually really joyous and really happy, and he can relax. He could never relax in his life. There's a relaxedness to him. So maybe the way that you're feeling his vibration is the way that he was, not the way that he is now. So you're looking to feel that, but he's actually it's fluid and relaxed to me. But he does sit with you. You sit alone, and it's kind of in the dark is what it is. So you sit alone. Also, you don't really forgive the reference, but he's showing a table with like a tree, but it's a little tree and a little table. Like you keep things very sparse, correct? In like not there where you sit in the dark, sparse.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what but there's like a round table and a tree, and I don't know what the hell that means, but he's kind of, I'm assuming you put something on the table, but when you sit, he sits with you. You're supposed to change that now. So you have like no sense of what you should have. You hold off on what you should have. So you need to change that actually, or do whatever you want. Don't change it, do change it, do whatever. But that's what he's saying, because he's more fluid now. He doesn't contain himself as much. I think you're like him is what I'm saying too.
Yeah. Hey, can I tell you something? Wait, you guys, I have to break in because I might have to leave in a minute.
I'm going. You're not going. I'm going.
Hold on. You keep saying
Sloan is
write
first.
the book.
Okay.
Write the book. Does that make sense to you? Write the book. Write. You keep saying write the book. Where'd you go?
Me.
Can't see it. Oh,
yeah.
There.
Are you writing a book or some kind of article or? And he says you want to be conscious of your writing, of course, and you're a good writer. Don't be afraid of criticism. He just is trying to help you put some facts within what you're writing, so people have something to go off of. Like it's not just your opinion. Does that make sense to you?
Where'd she go?
I'm here. Diana. I'm just trying to think. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think of.
This isn't good. That doesn't make for good radio. You've got to speak.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Dead air.
I'm trying to think of what. Do you mean like writing, as in like literal writing, or writing as in like moving forward writing?
No. Actual writing a book, paper, article, actual writing. Also, he brings up Germany or international. So maybe there'll be some international conferences that you'll be involved with in the future. I may be talking about the future.
You know, I always hear writing come up all the time, but what about video logging? I mean, isn't that the same thing as writing, just much more efficient?
Yeah,
so
she could do it that way.
Yeah, so she's doing, let's say she's hanging out in doing Zoom shows.
So the thing we know about, oh God, I'm having a brain fart.
You look so cute. You look so cute.
I'm having a brain fart.
Hi.
Oh God. Nurse, oh God. What's your name again? I forgot.
Diana.
Yes,
Diana.
Diana.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
It's been a long day. Okay. I started really early. I've been nurse Ratchet over here for.
I thought you were
10
saying
days,
you've
so.
been nursing. I'm like, what?
But what we know about Nurse Diana is that she's been working with COVID-19 patients. So maybe there's a book in order.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that.
But he just said, don't write your opinion, write the facts. So that people are saying, hold on.
Yeah, God damn it, write the facts. Let's have some facts, okay? That would make me very happy.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be negative. They could be, whatever your thoughts or opinions, being a frontliner, helping people, not getting it yourself. It doesn't look like you got it. And I don't know. And I'm going to keep it there.
She does the infusions, Rebecca. She does the infusions.
Oh. Yeah, I would say that Dr. Drew's helping me write the book, Susan, because I was able to talk to him about bamlanivimab initially on. Didn't know what it was.
The fact that you can say it.
About it
she can actually pronounce it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so fucking jealous. I can't say that word.
I remember that first conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, and you weren't sure
Vividly.
what it was, and I was like,
No,
oh
you
gosh,
went-
now
you-
I feel.
No, you went like, we're doing a study on a monoclonal antibody. I'm like, really? Tell me more.
Right?
Yeah.
And then that was it, man.
That's the good part.
Yeah.
So keep the facts. Remember the facts. And when you journal them or write them down or talk in front of a international committee, that you're confident and you can factually say, this is not my opinion. This is what it was.
So the cool thing, Rebecca, is that Diana actually hangs out. We do the Zoom shows together, just our own little thing. And it's one of those things where you can't write down what you think until you verbalize it in the first place.
Right.
So, she's actually, you would be proud of her. She's actually, she's
yeah, but writing a book gives you the tool to speak about it more fluently. Like once you write a book about it, then it's like when you go on TV or you go in front of a panel, you've got everything in your head. Like you've already written it down, you've already published it, or, it's a lot easier to portray your thoughts. So, maybe you just need to start writing.
And are you going into homes, going into homes to do this?
No, actually, I'm at in Washington. There's at our hospital, we do it in an outpatient setting, so it's not going to people's houses. It's an outpatient.
So it's a safe, as much as you can do, COVID safe. Treatment. I mean, for you. Yeah.
Well, it made Drew very happy. He felt very good after his infusion, and I was very happy.
We're going to get the information for that. I've got Sue. I'm sorry, you guys. I have to run because my Ring doorbell is making noise.
So tell everybody where we can find you.
God, on the hiking trail. don't
Instagram.
Don't go there. Everything is Sloan Bella, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So it's all the same.
And her YouTube channel is really fun. She gets on there and she tells it like it is.
And then they punish me. But yeah.
I love it though. I love that. I want you to meet Kelly Victory.
Does she get punished too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on Facebook.
She's a doctor, though. Dr. Kelly Victor.
Oh, okay. Well, then hopefully she won't yell at me.
She gets censored for her.
Oh yeah, they censor. Yeah, they demonetize and censor.
We've had a couple of censorships. One with her on our show, so it's not unusual.
Not allowed
Don't feel bad. You're not alone.
This is all our freedom fighter friends. We have
communism.
Sloan William Wallace.
Yeah. That's my favorite movie, Braveheart. Favorite.
I swear to God,
somehow I knew that.
Favorite.
God bless
at this point, getting
I love you
anything that they're tearing off. Good. Let them censor you all you want. Wear it as a freaking badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get censored. I also get hate mail and death threats and whatever, people.
Whatever.
Bye,
Threaten
Rebecca.
them back.
Thank you. Rebecca,
if I get any more, Sloan, I'll call you. Okay.
Let's do it again soon.
I'm glad
we
to
love
see
you.
Bye, you guys.
Bye,
Thank
bye.
you. Well, bye, guys.
Love you.
I really missed you.
I missed you too. You're so cute. I love your nail
Let me
polish.
do
Okay,
this.
bye.
Yeah, like old times.
Bye,
Oh, no
Rebecca.
My
drama.
bauble I got
Bye.
for my birthday
Bye,
last year, and I
Drew.
haven't
Bye,
had a chance to
everybody.
wear because I can't go out in the world. I'm
Look.
afraid I'll get mobbed.
We match. We
Yeah,
match.
Ooh, look at
baby.
that.
We're rebels. Yeah.
We are. Bye, you guys. Okay, hopefully I'm leaving. Okay, bye.
You guys look beautiful.
All right.
I look like my dog did my hair. Okay.
Oh my God. So, okay, Rebecca, you're
All right.
solo now.
Oh.
What's it going to be,
The
Rebecca?
pressure's
Should I go
on,
put
the
the crowd
pressure's
on
on.
so you can look at the...
Yeah, we can do a couple of fast ones.
Yeah, let's see what's going on in that head of yours.
Lori's raising her hand.
Susan, someone's been trying to let me see what the lady's name is.
Thank you. I can't see it.
Lori.
Her last name is Lori. Lori Champagne. Go ahead, Lori. You have a question?
Becca, yeah, I do. I had a reading from you a few years ago, and you told me a couple of very insightful things. And recently, I'm seeing a lot of these numbers that repeat, like 222, 111, 444, and I have no idea what they
Well,
mean.
those are relevant, and you know what's funny? I go ahead of myself a little bit when I asked the other gal, the little girl named Caroline. I asked about a Lori or Lauren. Maybe it was you. Okay, because I do that. Okay, now 111. You know how we look at the clock and it says 1111. That's very powerful. That is angel numbers. Okay, 333 is also very protective. 555 is working things out.
What's 444?
444. Well, sometimes in the Chinese religion, people don't like 4, but I don't really go with that. So I'm saying 4 could be something that is of the heart, of the soul. Say that you're sad a little about love. It's giving you inspiration that will work out. 444 is for love. 555 is for work. 333 and 111 are spiritual. 2, I don't really know about a 2, but it's not negative. So, you know, and what numbers are you seeing over and over? Are they 3 different numbers, like 419 or something?
Yeah, it's actually, so it started in December of 2019. I saw 1111, and my birthday is November 1st. So that was kind of interesting. And then immediately after that, I started seeing all the other numbers, 222, 444, 555, 7777, et cetera. And a lot of my friends, we've got mutual friends. Where I met you was at a party in LA that Ringo Starr threw every year. And you gave me a reading. You told me a couple things, but the one thing that you told me that I've been like literally spending as much time doing, because I build websites. I built, from Amazon on down. I've built the biggest websites in the world with a team in IT. And you told me I was going to build an app, and I've been like racking my brain trying to figure out and coming up with all these ideas, and I have no idea what app.
Yeah,
So
because you're like a mini genius. I'm surprised you haven't come up with it yet. But maybe the numbers will be relevant to something that has to do with the app. I think you're right on top of it. It's hard to explain because I am the most not technical person that you know.
That's true.
And I really am. And nothing works around me. I'm surprised.
We got to work on that backdrop. Come on. Did you see Khalees's work? I mean, and Kyle, look at them. They got the lights, the backdrop. It's okay.
I can help you with that.
Yeah, I need the website.
That's your app.
But you know what? Yeah. You should send me your phone number because I am onto something that maybe you would be technically savvy about. I don't want to say it on air, but why don't you give a pen? Yep. I'll give you my phone number. Everybody has it, but I'll give it to you.
Go to RebeccaFearing.com. You can have her phone number.
Or 818-853-1123.
Okay, do it again. I'll type it in.
818-853-1123.
Okay, great.
I should
I'll
know
give you
by
a call
heart.
so I can help. I can definitely help you with whatever technical things you need with your site or whatever problems you're having.
Yes,
but
I've got an idea for something that I don't know if you met Lauren King before, but she's a part of that group that the party with Ringo Starr and Joe Walsh and all them. And I was just with her because her husband just passed away, Richie King. But they had a big meeting with all these.
Party? You were at the same party with her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a big party. Yeah, they have it every year.
Party with vampires and a lot of people were there.
Yeah.
I know. I always see you on. You said you were going to invite me. You never did.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. It wasn't my. That's not the party.
You invited me to that Evite that what was it? Iverly Evite. What was it?
Yeah, but all the
like it's like Home Shopping Network. You invited me to that thing, right?
Yeah,
that was nice.
No, these are two things that aren't happening this year. But one is with Buddy Hackett's wife. She has a big event every year with all the old comedians. This is like a charity event that's put on every year.
Birthday party, right?
Yeah, it's the birthday party, and I just talked to the gal that also is the one that puts it together. She's really, really sweet. So let's get together. We'll talk about it, and then I can give you more insight.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you, Rebecca.
You got my phone number, right?
Help her out with her backdrop.
I will help her with her backdrop and whatever else she needs.
I have lights too, Rebecca. You can borrow one of mine. Like it
Lori
takes all
has
the wrinkles away.
Really,
look, I don't even need
nice
a facelift
smile.
anymore. You just turn the lights on.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what? What can I say? This is a temporary situation. If I went out there's dogs and people and cats, and you don't want to see that backdrop in the living room. It's very pretty, but that's not conducive now.
Hey guys, I just realized this is kind of a unique opportunity to hear what the Dr. Drew Pinsky thinks about all of this metaphorical stuff.
Metaphorical?
Well, I mean, just exactly, like ghosts.
I just think that there's way more communication between human beings than we know. And whatever that is, Rebecca and I have talked at length about this. Some people have the ability to attune to that and get a lot of information as a result. So I'm a student.
We have different brains. Like she has this really crazy brain, and she doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke. She's very tuned to what her gift is, and but like Psychic Rebel Colby has it. Like you watch her eyes and you listen to her brain. And Khalees and Colby were trained the same with Lisa Williams as was Jen Schaefer. But it's really interesting for me because like I've been friends with all these people, and I love how they can just really tap into energy. And you explain that, Drew. I don't understand what it is.
Well, we wired up old Tyler Henry to look at some of the stuff, and his brain was asleep and his body was hypervigilant. It was the neuroscientist said he'd never seen any pattern like that. So he had these massive slow wave sleep pattern at the same time as his autonomic system was in hyperdrive. He was drenched in sweat. His blood pressure was up. His pulse was up. But his brain pattern was sleep, particularly in some of the temporal regions. And there was just nothing he'd ever seen before. So there's more to be learned.
And he ruined my silk chair. Why they put him in a silk chair, I couldn't understand. It was
a sweating
wet.
problem.
Sobbing
wait a
wet.
minute.
I have like a ring of Tyler Henry in my library. I didn't wash it off. I thought it might be good luck. So
we have brain cells throughout our entire body, especially in our gut. Hence the reason why we have the gut feeling, because our gut is basically an extension of our brain.
Yeah.
So it almost sounds like the brain stopped, but the body was still thinking.
Well, it's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated, but I have physical evidence that communication from the other side is real. I have it all archived. It's interesting to say the least. I just have another proof of what I can do through technology. Even though I'm terrible with technology, people from the other side like to work through technology with me. Sometimes we've done this show, we hear people come through the microphones. I have, it's real crazy with me with technology and proof of heaven.
No, I've heard it. We've had her MP3s on our show, and you can hear voices. You know, it was Mark Garagos was on our show, and we did a thing about Lacey Peterson and how she was probably, and Rebecca doesn't think she's guilty, or he's guilty.
I don't think he's guilty now.
And she had this tape of, you could hear like a jury trial, and they were like mocking Scott, and it was weird. It was just really weird. And she's given me other stuff. It's just, you know, how you decipher it, what it means or whatever, that's one thing, but there are voices. It's just the strangest thing.
Well, I'll just tell you really quickly, we're not taking all of this. I'll tell you, I have a client, her name's Dolores, her husband Bruce passed. I knew Bruce. She calls me, he comes through the phone. I hear him, and I didn't think she could hear, because I can hear it physically. If you're in the room with me, you'd hear it too. But she just called me. She said, Rebecca, you know, when you said that Bruce came through and he called my name and he gave me a message, she said, I got it. I was taping that session and I captured it on my audio. She says, you know what comfort it is for me to hear my husband on
so
that
cute.
conversation.
No, it's adorable.
Right.
No, you're
right
training. You're training people. You're giving people the opportunity to listen and learn. Like, I've heard some weird stuff in the background on the show today. Like when we were moving around, when Jen showed up, it kind of started crackling and making weird noises, and I could hear it. You guys were talking about something, so you didn't notice it. But they are trying to slip through. They're trying to come through.
And they do talk about COVID-19 on the other side. I've had family members come through and tell their family members, look, you need to do what you're doing. And they'll say, I already had COVID. I said, you had it, but that doesn't mean you can't get it again. Wear that mask. And then I've been able, thank God, to pass on all this information that Drew has given me just recently. But yeah, it's been helpful to get messages from people from the other side.
Yeah, and you've also talked to a lot of people who have lost loved ones to COVID-19 recently. So
yeah.
What's exciting me, just real quick, what's exciting me is the fact that now, like, what the Nukes top 5 is one of my favorite things to watch, but watching these guys go ghost hunting and actually being able to come up with empirical evidence that there's life after death. Holy cripes. I want to
do a ghost show. Susan and I've done a couple of things, and I told Susan, don't shut the door, because they'll shut the doors on you and get locked in. Well, Susan didn't listen to me.
Wait, where did we get locked in? I can't remember.
We got locked in. The doors, it slammed and then locked us in because nobody's holding it. Remember, we went someplace and did a ghost investigation, you and me.
You guys went ghost hunting?
Yeah, we did.
I did. That was weird. That was really weird. No, she sees ghosts everywhere we go. I took her into New York. We were in New York City together, and we were walking down the street, and she just walks by random people and goes, "Oh, your mother said blah blah blah," and I'm like, Rebecca, we need to get from point A to point B. Like, she has to stop. She's talked to a homeless guy. And then we got into Bergdorf because she wanted to buy some shoes and something to wear to Jim Jeffries' event. We got nosebleed tickets at Jim Jeffries, and so we're in the Bergdorf, and all of a sudden Sherman her boyfriend had stolen a glass Coke and stuck it in his pocket, and it flew out of his pocket onto the floor and broke at Bergdorf. She goes, the ghost did it. Sherman and I made a beeline down the stairs, but she was talking to the person who was working at the shoe store and reconnecting her, it was a man, right, with his mother or something.
Yeah.
And
I ran into Giuliano on that trip.
Giuliano
I ran into.
Yeah.
And I gave him a message from his mother. Can you believe that?
I'm sure he just looked at you like,
oh, God. Very open to that.
He was? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, now everybody hates him more. But anyways, no, but does anybody else have a question for Rebecca, like a spirit question before we log off? Because I know she has to go. She's got to go see the lights. And
yes, Rebecca, I have a quick question. I want to ask about, do you try to find
Joe, do you want to connect to a dead person?
No.
I want somebody who wants to connect to a dead person.
Oh, no, I just wanted to ask about if you can connect, like, if someone's actually not dead, like, and that was the question I actually wanted the investigator.
Yes, I can. I found missing people that way. I found a woman that was missing, and I connected to her, and I was able to find her in a very odd place in Arizona that I didn't even know existed.
She can see what you do at night, Joe. She can see what you do. Now that she knows you, she can watch you. Okay, Flora has a question. Go ahead.
You're on.
Got it. Hi.
Hi.
Great conversation today. Well, I'm just wondering if you know, if there are any spirits around me. I mean, I've had, you know, some losses or whatever. And also, do animal spirits hang around?
Oh yeah, all the time. People call me about their pets all the time. And
do they reincarnate and come to the same person? Just wondering.
Yeah, they do, because animals can reincarnate. They have short lives and they reincarnate very quickly. So many times I'll see the same dog or cat that will come to you. I don't think they change from cat to dog. I think a dog stays a dog.
Wow.
I've seen horses that wanted to reincarnate. I've read a pig. That pig's still alive after many years, a hog. And so, but you have a lot of there's a blonde woman that wants to communicate with you. She's very blonde. She's pretty. She seems to know you. So it's not some random spirit from where you work. Are you at your work right now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
So
it's almost like a second home. So
yeah, because I asked her, are you from where she works? And I don't think so. She also had cancer, I do believe, and thought she could beat it, and she couldn't. And but are you aware with, and I'll give you a name now, it may be something in the future too. Lindsay, do you know who that is? Lindy or Lindsay?
There's a Lindsay in my family, but
well,
I mean,
have you talked? Yeah, but have you talked to her lately? Or this woman seems to know of her.
Okay.
So she might be.
No, she's an ex-sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
not familiar with the Lindsay.
No, I think it's her. That would be your brother's wife then?
Yeah.
Your brother's ex-wife?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to keep going with this because she seems to be familiar with her because she knows your brother and she probably knew when they got married. So this is a relative from a while ago. I think her hair was light unless it's gray, but she was sick when she died. She's very much around you. I don't know necessarily if that's a grandmother or is your mom alive?
Yeah, she's
your mom's
alive.
living, right? Yeah, it's not your mother. I think it may be her mother. You knew your grandmother?
My grandmother is still alive, actually.
Oh,
but my great grandmother. Yeah.
No.
Oh no, I have another grandmother that is dead. Actually, yes. I have one dead grandmother.
Your great grandmother, you knew her though, right? You actually went to her house or was where she was sometimes, but she's and I know you look like you're in a kitchen somewhere. So are you a cook now?
I'm like in a weird basement.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it looked like a kitchen, but she keeps talking about cooking. This woman.
Oh yeah, she would.
Yeah,
My
she
whole
was a
family
really, really
big into
good cook.
cooking.
Yeah, she was a really, really good cook.
Aw.
She says it's very, you know, it was unfortunate that your brother didn't stay married to Lindsay, but she's not a bad person. It just wasn't for him.
No, not at all. Actually, they still get along great.
Yeah, she says they just weren't a good married couple. But she was wondering, she was hoping that your brother was eating okay. That's so funny. So how's your brother been eating lately? Not very good?
Probably not the greatest, yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't take very good care of himself. Yeah.
Yeah, she says he needs to take better care of himself, eat more wholesome. It doesn't necessarily have to be home cooked, but more wholesome because she says in your family.
I'll be right
now
back.
that your brother,
Somebody's at the front
now,
door.
I'm not a doctor.
I'm the
so
only one that answers the door around here.
Yeah. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not diagnosing, but she says heart conditions run in the family and it might come from that side of the family. So he needs to watch his health a little bit better.
Yes, it's very good advice.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how COVID safe he is. So even if he doesn't want to wear a mask.
Oh, actually,
then,
Lindsay had COVID. His wife and his children had
COVID. Yeah, because there was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about your great grandmother saying COVID. So, but your brother didn't end up getting it, huh?
No, he didn't get it. But Lindsay and his whole second family now had it.
Oh God. Okay, well,
all his children got it though.
Yeah,
my
and Drew has some of the remedies in case they get it again. Your brother should do the zinc, the vitamin D, all those kind of things. Yeah, because that makes sense to that family because they got sick, and your great grandmother just wants everybody to stay safe, and she thinks
feed them.
Yeah, feed them.
I did feed my brother. I don't get to see him very much, but I sent him some treats for Christmas.
Oh,
and
good.
It was very wholesome.
Yeah. Well, that's who I see around you, actually.
Oh, well, awesome. Well, thank you. I will keep that in mind.
And do you remember who two women are? One is Dottie or Dorothy, and the other is Betty. I don't know. They're two names that are kind of old-fashioned.
Yes.
I think your mom might know who I'm talking about. Ask your mom about a Dottie.
Dottie or Betty? Yeah, I got Aunt Dot. Hope she's
is
okay.
she alive? Is she living?
I don't know. I don't know.
She's probably
She
okay,
might
but
be
maybe you
okay.
could check and find out.
Yes, I will. Dottie
Okay.
and Betty.
All right. Well, that's kind of I feel like
Thank
your whole,
you.
I think your life at home looks pretty good. You know, it's busy, but you seem to have a good home life. And then when all is said and done, you will get to travel. And I hope you want to go abroad. So get your passport and keep it intact.
I have a passport.
Yeah, keep it intact.
Maybe when Tokyo opens back up, I'll go over there.
Yeah, you're going to
It's
go
been a
somewhere
plan.
that you've always wanted to go to. So keep it intact, current, and then that adventure will happen. Definitely.
No,
There's
thanks.
Tokyo, and I always get confused about Singapore. Have you ever wanted to visit Singapore? Is that close to Tokyo?
No, it's same side of the world, I guess.
Yeah, well, you got it coming on. So prepare for it. Already put it out there. Plan it, know where to go, how to go, and you're going to go 100%.
Thank you. Awesome. Thanks, Rebecca.
Okay, bye.
Is there, while we're waiting for Susan, is there anyone else that wants to get a reading? I mean, I'll get one if nobody else does. I'll definitely go for one.
Have some pop on before I have to go.
Wait a minute. Wait, real quick, Joe. Rory H is here. He's in Ireland.
Yes.
I love Ireland. I read for people in Ireland.
Rory.
Can he hop on?
Okay, I'm back. What'd I miss? Oh, no.
We've got a Rory from Ireland.
We're trying to get Rory from Ireland to talk to us.
I can't hear myself. What happened? I know my earbuds aren't working. So I'm sorry. I had to go to the front door because I ordered groceries earlier and they just arrived and the dogs were going nuts. So, all right. So, Rebecca, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, was there anything I know you have to get going because you have a light festivities to go visit.
Yeah, I'm still celebrating Christmas till the January 6th.
Okay. So what did I miss? Can you guys recap me a little bit?
Yeah, we were talking about her ex-sister-in-law, Lindsay, and I was like, I wonder if I'd be talking to her. But make a long story short, her great-grandmother came in, talked about COVID. Lindsay and her whole family have had COVID recently. And because I asked about the brother, this girl's brother, and he didn't get it, surprisingly enough. But the grandmother was very concerned that he didn't get it and that everybody stayed safe and they eat wholesome and healthy. And yeah, so
good.
Lindsay, yeah, so we talked about that. And then I saw a passport around the gal. Said you're going to do foreign travel. She wanted to go to Tokyo after. I said you're going, keep the passport current.
Did she
Plan
leave?
it out already and hit the road. Yes.
Did she leave?
Yeah.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there she is.
I know, she's very quiet. She sat through the whole show, 3 hours to get that. So I'm glad you gave her the message. But thanks, you guys. I mean, I think that, unfortunately, I can't give you any psychic readings because I'm not psychic. So, and thanks for joining us in this long version of Calling Out with Susan Pinsky. I thought it was a success. I mean, I think that all the people today who were involved had some messages. And Casey, thank you for helping me moderate. I appreciate it.
You know I love you.
Aw, thank you. I love you too. And we're, hopefully we'll do it again. We're gonna set up some prediction shows coming up, and maybe the people on somebody on here said, "Oh, it was so fun. Oh, that's so sweet." And then somebody said your jokes are like hemorrhoids. Thank you, Susie. And I must have missed that. That wasn't me, right? I didn't make any jokes. Was it me? But we love having you back, Rebecca, and I really appreciate that you're willing to come on in such short notice. But that's
without my makeup artist and my hair, I don't have anybody that'll do it. Okay,
I'm with you. This is like housekeeper hair. So,
wait, I want to say one more thing. And Drew talked about this too. I asked about melatonin. I saw that some research, melatonin, that in the proper doses, it can also help. It can't take it away, but it can help. So you guys, there are things out there. Drew, did you put anything on your website so people could go and look at it? And
yes, I did.
What you get. Okay.
If you go to Drew's Instagram stories right now, we have the whole list of things that Drew took. Also, we told people time and time again on Dose of Dr. Drew how to protect yourself, which is basically D-zinc C, quercetin. What's the other one, you guys? Well,
God knows.
If you could
It
take
was in the song.
hydroxychloroquine, which you can't get anymore because whatever political reasons, but what else? What am I missing?
High vitamin C, melatonin, vitamin
Melatonin.
D.
But
Yeah,
that's
and,
before you catch it, right? And then once you catch
but
it, the
even if you
ivermectin
have
comes
it,
into play.
Yeah, but all these things help. But it helps you to even get better, to not get as sick. You can take it during. But
yes.
I have heard this over and over and over again from clients, which has been even for them disturbing, the dreams that people are having. People are having intense dreams and they're keeping them up or they're not getting to sleep. And I've also had that since COVID. Like every night I dream I
Me
lost my
too.
purse.
Anxiety dreams. I've been having anxiety
and so
dreams.
maybe we should do a show on dreams.
Okay, so the minute Drew got sick that day, I took ivermectin. So that's also prophylactic. But that's if you know somebody in your family who's gotten it, because I don't really suggest taking it if you don't, beforehand, because it kind of made me queasy and I didn't feel great for a couple of days.
What is that stuff? It's like Purex or Purex or something. You have to get it on the Amazon. So I can help your autoimmune system. It starts with a P. There's something, maybe I'll put it up on mine because it does help with your autoimmune system and people have been doing it. A good friend of mine.
And get some exercise, drink lots of water, and just make sure that you use the precautionary measures, keep your, wash your hands and stuff like that. Make sure
I think Pepsid too, Susan.
Oh, Pepsid. Yeah. No, with the ivermectin. I should have used that. That was nasty. But I don't know. Maybe it helped me not catch it because I was, with him.
What's throwing me right now is the fact that people are having nightmares. And I think
the
nightmares are coming from all this panic porn.
Maybe it is. It's
Stop
driving people
watching
crazy.
TV so much, or just go out and enjoy life rather than listen to all the.
Mine are very vivid. Very vivid, maybe because I'm sleeping more, but just vivid and just I wake up in the morning like, holy shit, what was that? Like, where'd that come from? But I think it's just anxiety dreams mostly.
Yeah. Everybody's all anxious and pissy and
although I do think that my mother channeled through me in the middle of the night, the night before Drew got.
Yeah, tell that story, Susan. Very interesting.
So Drew said that on Christmas Eve, I was snoring like a buzzsaw. I don't snore technically. I was just going for it. And then I woke up and I sang the first verse of the 12 Days of COVID. On the first day of COVID, my true love gave to me a hydroxychloroquine. And he was like, and he thought I was going to keep going. And then I laid back down and went to sleep. And then that morning he woke up and he had COVID. So I think my mom was channeling me. What do you think, Rebecca?
Yeah, because why would you do that? That's got to be some kind of, what I mean?
Because I feel like a lyricist now. I've got to show that I'm
look
an
what
artist.
That turned into. That turned into a really cute show.
I know, it was fun, but I was singing in my sleep, and then he woke up with it. So I felt that it was. I come from a family of singers. My mother was an opera singer. Helene was a opera singer. I really felt proud of my moment of writing that song. But I almost think that my mom was trying to tell me, "Wake up, he's got COVID. Let's do it." So, and he did tell me it. So it was kind of a coincidence. Although I don't believe in coincidences in this world.
I think your mom was channeling through you in a way that would be familiar to her. And to give you a hint,
in a joking way, yeah.
Maybe he woke Drew up, and maybe he needed to wake up.
Well, I leaned over. I felt I don't know why I kissed him on the head on Christmas morning. I have no idea why that's not a usual thing for me. And then he touched me. He put his hand on me, and I went, God, your hand is like on fire, like weirdly. Like it was just, he has really warm hands. Like he always has had healing hands. But this was like particularly warm. So I had to dig out the sand thermometer that we have. I had to dig through a couple of bags to find it, but pulled it out, 101-degree fever. And I was just like, wow, that's, it's unusual for me to even pay attention to him in the morning because he's usually out of bed or he's sleeping and I don't pay, I try not to wake him up, but we were on it. So he ran to he ran and he pulled out all his Zelenko protocol drugs and he started taking them. And we took the rapid test that day and it was negative. And then he took the more, evasive one and it was negative. And then we had to wait 3 days to find out if he had COVID. And in the meantime, I just treated it like COVID. I was like, screw it. He took the protocol and he goes, if this isn't COVID, then I've got something worse. And
hey, Susan,
so it's just a coincidence that I was singing that song in the middle of the night of Christmas.
So you said something that I found very interesting, which was you're a very spiritual person. Obviously you can read energy, all this other stuff. And
I'm spiritual on some level, but I'm a little bit more empathetic. I have empathy and intuitiveness, like a little bit.
You can read stuff.
Yeah.
Even on a basic mom level. But you just said something which was Drew has very healing hands.
Yeah.
So I mean, is he like literally like a healer?
I think when he was younger, he had a lot of heat and a lot of, I don't know, he had some kind of magical touch in helping people. And it's weird when somebody touches you and like, have you ever had a massage when the person is just like, you can just feel the heat coming through their hands? It's sort of like that.
Interesting.
But he had there was heat coming out of his hands, and I haven't felt that in a few years, but I think that I was just sort of attuned to it. I think I was more intuitive, or maybe I was dreaming it, or I don't know, but he didn't seem sick at the time. He just had a fever, and he woke up and he went, "Oh, I had a rough night last night," because he and Adam drank whiskey together. Adam shows up with these really expensive bottles of whiskey.
Adam.
So he has to drink it, right? Yeah.
Right.
And Drew's not a drinker, so he always has a rough go of it when he drinks. But I don't know. I just said, let's get the thermometer. I don't know. Very random. But he was sick. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, wow, how'd you do that? How come I'm not sick? Like, how does that work? It's been a really interesting week, and I'm not totally sold on the whole rapid test thing, but I'm also not sold on the Walmart kit, and I'm also not, or the Walgreens kit. I think that everybody needs to consult their doctor. They need to get a good place to get a COVID test. They need to find it early. They need to treat it early, and they need to be on top of it. And we're a family of 5 living in this house. So the minute, one of us gets sick, we have to take care of 4 other people. So, and one other person ended up with it, and I'm dealing with him, and I have to go take care of him and make some chicken soup. But it's just, it was a weird thing. It just suddenly came out of nowhere. And it was
interesting that you could read that.
No, I'm very intuitive. Thank you, Casey, for realizing that. But I am. And I do think that I was getting a message in my sleep, and I was singing. I think it was my mother. My mother, Rebecca.
Yeah, it was your mother, and you did get some in a very subliminal way a message, because you're not going to just wake up and start.
Even Drew thought it was weird. He's like, it's so weird. Like, how does that happen? So maybe I was.
And maybe it made him think, and maybe I do have COVID. So, I think there was a little poke, a little clue.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I better go because I got a couple people.
Thanks for coming, and thanks for everybody on Locals. And I wish I want to put the crowd up before you guys go so you can all wave. Hold on.
One-man operation at its best.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, you
Have a
guys.
good night.
I know. I wish
I
I
could meet all of you. We'll have to do it soon again.
And you
Thank you.
Get Ireland going, yeah, and everybody else out there in the country and the
And
world.
Drew said that he would try to make it back on Wednesday, maybe for Dose of Dr. Drew, or we might do a remote Ask Dr. Drew. So, but we'll try to do something again soon. I promise.
Awesome.
Thank you, Susan, for doing that. It was great.
It was really fun, and
Yeah.
also
This was really fun,
reach
yeah.
out to the people you met today, and tell a friend. Do me a favor.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys.
Have a great night.
Love you.
Love you guys. Bye.